we're going to use the 12-inch wreath. I took the supports off and I used some of this wreath the other day. I want this to be very natural, organic feeling, so I'm going to put in some of this vine to start off the project. So if you'll just take your piece and spread it out and start to kind of work with it. This is going to sound kind of hokey, but the vine will kind of talk to you and tell you what it wants to do. You see how this piece has lots of small vines? That's the best kind to use for these type of projects. So you can see I've got a nice section of vine here that would kind of work through my whole arrangement. So I'm just going to cut it right here. We don't need all of that. And we'll start working on it, okay? I'm just cutting this with my wire cutters. Another tool I like to keep around handy is just some regular cutters for the garden, some like snips. Now mine are out in the garden because, you know, the garden, I stole the ones from here for that. Okay, so I've got my foam in. I'm gonna go ahead and glue it in and get it prepped and ready to go. I do generally use my Gorilla Glue just because it's my backup plan. Y'all will hear me say that all the time. I have backup plans. That's just because of my history doing craft shows. People walking up, carrying your whole arrangement by one twig. I want to try to construct things that are going to last for the long haul. And not only is it going to make my customer happy, but it's also going to survive shipping. And if I'm making it for myself, I certainly want it to last a long time too, right? So I'm just putting some glue on here. If I had my larger glue pot, I still would have to do the same thing. All right, I'm popping her in. So a little Gorilla Glue and then our hot glue on top. Basically the Gorilla Glue is going to work later to secure it, but right now the hot glue is going to get it nice and hot. So the base is secure, we got it cut, we got it going in, and I am filling up most of the container with this. Now, we talked about I want the vine in here. This is grapevine and I want it to work to be really organic and naturey feeling. So I'm going to take and spread it apart, and we're going to just kind of see how it spreads apart. And it's kind of giving me a little bit of a loop on this side and a loop in the middle. And I think I can kind of work with that. So in order to secure this down in some of these places, we got a couple of options. We can start with it staple gunning it to the wood base, which would be fine. Or we could just kind of start securing some pieces into the foam. You got a couple of different options. But we need to cut it into those sections to kind of make this look happen. All right, and we're going to work the pumpkin into the middle. But where a bunch of the tension's occurring is right here at the center. So I'm going to cut this into some little bitty different sections. I'm going to come in here. And basically we're going to cut it into 3 different circles. So now that we took some of that pressure off, look how that'll lay down for you just fine, all right? And you can keep some of it connected, but we want it to be really easy to work with. And then I'm going to take this piece on this side, and that means if I cut this one, it should lay down pretty good. Okay, so I've kind of relieved some of the pressure on there. And I'm going to start to secure it in the middle with some wire. I just like this 18 gauge wire. It's the kind I use for hangers. Just regular 18 gauge wire. It's strong enough to hold its shape, but it's easy to manipulate. And that's what I like about that. It's my favorite gauge wire. Let's put it in to start holding this in place. So, okay, grapevines are a little bit ornery, but they're the least expensive type of vine you can add to your piece. If I were to use artificial vine, I love artificial vine because it's so easy to manipulate, but it's going to cost more. Okay, so I'm going to take my first piece and put it right in the middle, just like a big giant U-pin. And that's going to kind of hold that section in the middle now, okay, in place. Now, we're going to put some more pieces in a second, but I need to get that big pumpkin in there the way I want it so I can manipulate this around. So we're using a set of pumpkins that comes with 6 little ones and 1 big guy. And I want this guy to sit in this grapevine cluster kind of just like this off to the side. So this is going to go in on the right. So we're going to start off with a dowel. This is a dowel that you use for, that's what you use for, what do you call this? Barbecuing. So it's not really a dowel, it's called a shish kebab skewer. Skewer, thank you. I couldn't think of it. Spit it out. So once you kind of establish your angle, we're going to skewer it in. Skewers are my favorite thing to use to hold pumpkins and stuff like that. Now we're going to trim down the stem where it's long enough to get to that foam, but not so long it's not going to go in. Let's see if this will work. All right, so I talked about I like it a little bit at an angle. I want him to just kind of tuck it up here and over to the right side. Okay, and as we start to work with that vine, we're going to work it in, but I'm going to go ahead and pin a little bit more of it down. All right, we're going to bring this twig down. I'm going to try to hold it in place a little bit. So I'm going to come in here with a floral pin that I made out of that wire. We're just going to try to hold these down just a little bit. We're going to have florals and stuff to help it stay down, but I want to kind of start playing with this a little bit. And you can kind of bend it a little. There we go. It's a little bit better. And this one I'm going to pull out a little. So the reason I'm doing this first is just it makes it a little easier to deal with it than putting it all in later. I'm going to push this one in the bottom of the pumpkin. Okay, cool. So you can see we're getting a good spread. We're going to be ready to put our florals in. Now, we've got our small pumpkins that we're going in, but we're going to be putting in these great ferns. And I picked out like a light coral berry in a bush to go in here too. So I've got my twigs where I want them. I've got my main pumpkin, but now we need to get some of the other main aspects going in. All right, all these cute little green pumpkins, some come like a cream green, some come in a darker green. We're gonna need those in next. Here are the two really corally bushes we're putting in. Since this is such a pretty green, you can see how pretty it mixes with this coral. I've got a berry that has those colors, a little bit of greenery on the leaf, and this one has a pretty like berry cluster that we're gonna use. That's gonna be our color. Then for our greenery, we're going to use some everyday greenery here. We're going to use a eucalyptus and a fishtail fern. And then my favorite fern is this fern with a little bit of the darker center that has that natural look. And oh, you guys, we're going to be putting in a little bit of pampas too. That is that pampas we had custom made for us, and it's got these great, just this really good green, really good green. All right, I'm just trimming this down to go ahead and cut this bush into sections. So I'm just pulling it down. It has the cutest little frond here in the center. I'm gonna see if I can pull it out. Oh, I can a little bit. Okay, cool. I got one with a wire, one without, but I will save these and put these in the middle too. And I'm gonna cut these down. So we're gonna open this up and start to spread this bush out and trim it. And what we're gonna wanna do is work in and out of the grapevine. So just like wreaths have transition points, we will have the same type of thing in a centerpiece where we'll have a transition of direction. And there can be multiples, and depending what centerpiece we're doing tonight, we're going to have all kinds of different transitions. But today it's occurring a little bit off center. This pumpkin is a little more right than left. So you know that your florals need to come out from there. This side to the right, this side to the left. So we're going to start with some of our longer sprays and get some of this fern kind of underneath here to kind of set a beautiful bed for these greenery to be laying on. So just like you would in a wreath, you're going to set your perimeter and start setting that with the fern. And I'm going to work it in through the grapevine. Anybody likes any tool. I'm telling you, there's no tool he doesn't like. Actually, if I want to con him into a project, I say con in the nicest way, but if I want to con him into something, all I have to do is propose that it would require a new tool purchase. All right, we've got our first two pieces in on the left. We're going to do the same thing on the right. And you can see I'm using the greenery, like I told you, we're going to use that to kind of hold down a little of this vine. We know it's secure in the middle, it's secure under the pumpkin, but now I'm working over that. And if you're new, you may never have heard me say this, but those of you who've been around, when I work on depth and dimension in my designs, it makes your work worth more money in the long run, okay? So we got two pieces on either side, and we're going to use triangle placement. So far we've got one long one short one, and then we'll bring another short one to the back side. Do that same thing where I'm working it in and out of the grapevine. So some it'll go over, some it'll go under. So that means it grew here, the grapevine was there, and then it grew after, right? You know what technique's been working pretty good lately is if if I say, well, you know, we're going to have to hire somebody to do that project, I mean, he comes out of nowhere to do it. I think it gets done. It gets done. So you can see if you're having some confusion about triangle placement, it means I'm just putting one piece in like the top of the triangle and the other two below here. So I'm making a triangle, okay? It's this way. I'm making it this way. But I'm doing that on either side. So we have a transition where things change direction, and then we're also thinking about placement when we put everybody in. Okay, we have 6 more pumpkins that kind of need to go in next, so they've got to get in here, okay? So let's get some more of our skewers. Ta-da! So I'm going to start to put these on. Instead of just putting these straight, give them a little bit of an angle, so that way when that pumpkin goes in, we can play with it a little bit. And I'll trim that down. And we should be able to get a couple out of each of these. These I got at a grocery store or something because they were so super thick. I might have even gotten them out of town. So when I find something unique, like, and they have them, they won't be as cheap as the Walmart ones, but they're a lot thicker. I usually go ahead and pick up a couple because they usually come in packs of several. So I'm going to take a big, a medium, and a small one and get them all ready to go in. Let's get these in first. And I'm going to kind of cluster them, and rather than put them all over, I'm going to let them do their own little cool cluster. I'm going to let them get in the twig game back here. So this one's going to go in. You see the dimension already with the twig going over that? All right. Let's put this one maybe down a little bit right here. Kind of angled a little bit differently. Pop it in there. And then I'm going to put this little baby one kind of stacked right there. If I have a long enough stem. I don't have a long enough stem, so let me get one a little longer. That's okay, we can save it for the other side. So I'm gonna put that one right there. Okay, I made me a little cluster. So I've got a cluster here, I've got a big dynamic piece here, and then I'm gonna have another cluster, but this one I'm gonna move out from the pumpkin a little bit. We're gonna put it down here. So I kind of have this shape forming that's not exactly the same coming through. I kind of prefer it to be a little bit different. So let's put the, oh no, don't get in the glue pot. Uh-oh. I lost the tip, my fern. It's the first casualty of the night. It could happen. We could have casualties. Okay, so I'm letting that go over the top. I'm going to keep this below it. Isn't this a fun green? Yes, this is kind of a Keleas style. This pretty green look. I love it. I have 2 over here, and I'm going to, instead of putting the third one there, I'm going to go a little bit further back with it, down, maybe down right here. So the nice thing about this whole pumpkin set, it's filling up a lot of real estate in the design. And it's allowing us to work that grapevine right around it. I love that. All right, let's go back here. Okay. All right, so there's going to be a different, you know, we're going to have a whole flow going from the front. So far, we've got good spacing on our greenery. I'm happy with that. I'm ready to put some more fern in and kind of soften the whole look of everything we got going on. So one thing I think would be pretty is if we could work a little of this fern kind of cupping back on itself and kind of coming softly to either side. And we could do that a number of ways. Like I could have it work the back of it come up, but I think I'm just going to have this work softly on the front of the design. So we got to get it down into the foam here. I want to hear it crunch, and then I'm going to bring that up here, just kind of working in softly over the vine a little bit. Let's do that on either side. All right, fantastic. I'm pulling those centerpieces out if they'll come out. Ugh. Because I'm going to save those for somewhere special, those cute little pieces. We are going to be centerpiecing till the break of dawn, baby. Till the break of dawn. Keleas got it going on. No, that's a different song. That's not the right song. I'm feeling good. All right, we're going to cut all of these. Breaking it down. And now we're going to work on the other side. I want to get the cutest piece I have. The most neat one that's got the neat little, I don't know, I love ferns. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I love how they look so natural. So I'm going to take this one, and I want it to kind of come up a little bit on the body too. Kind of get it up there. Get it going on. This is my kind of color scheme. Really kind of natural. I have a design in mind. I usually do not make them first, unless the exception is if I'm under a lot of stress, or you know, if I just feel like, oh, this is something new that's so different, then I might make it first. But generally, I'm going to have a design in mind. I've got a curriculum together that Nicole and I put together for design school of what we want to make sure we're covering throughout the year. So we're setting you up for success when you're in the class. So you're learning the elements, they build on each other, the styles build on each other. And once I do that, then I can put the supplies together and kind of have a rough idea. It's just because I've had lots and lots of practice doing it. So I have this much fern left. And because this is my favorite, most delicate greenery, you'll see me do this a lot, guys. I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to want some more to the foreground. I'm going to use some less delicate greenery now to fill in. But can you already see, if you are on a budget and you need to make some pieces that are on a budget for your craft show, for a gift, for your church, even for your own home, I could literally probably get with this fern and let this be so organic and beautiful. Okay, we're going to step it up. I'm going to add color. We're going to add more texture. We're even going to add pampas. But this is very pretty how it is. So there's a stopping point already. Fishtail fern is one of my favorite fillers because it can go any season. This is the lighter green. It is the lighter green. So I'm going to take and push these up. Now I'm going to still cut this very long because I need to get into the foam and tuck these in all around. So I'm going to cut these as long as they'll go. You'll notice I've already pushed it up to kind of keep the cluster at the top. And we're going to use these to kind of extenuate the lines a little bit because I like how they hang and lay and they have all that great texture. So we're going to take and pop this under our pumpkin here, and we're going to let this kind of come out in the middle of the piece and let it come out and kind of spray over. That's my long one. My next one's going to go in shorter, so I'm going to cut that shorter, and we're going to put it in a little bit further back. So we're using piggyback placement that we would do in a wreath. We're using it here in this centerpiece where I'm putting two in together. I'm just doing it 2 separate steps, but there's a long one and a short one. Okay, we've got one on this end. We're going to do the same thing on the other end. So piggyback placement, long and a short right here. And if we want to do it all in one step, we can just trim them at the same time and take and swirl it in the glue. And then I'm going to put that in right in the middle. Okay, I've got a fern here, but I'm just going to let the fern be on top. You want to hear it crunch in. I want to hear both those pieces crunch in. So I've just extended the lines a little bit. I've made it longer with that one piece. And I'm going to try not to cook like I cooked the tip of my fern. All right, now we're going to use the same placement right here in the center. And this time I need it to be a little bit shorter, so I'm going to trim it a little shorter, but one's longer, one's shorter. So it gives me, the reason I do that so it looks really nice and realistic and it doesn't look like you just shoved it in. Okay, anybody can shove it in. It takes time to work on your placement and your direction and your layering to get this look we're going to work on here. So I let that vine go on top. That is so pretty already. I love this. Okay, let's go to the back. We're going to put the last piece in the back. And I'm going to make it a little bit shorter as well. And we're going to put this kind of right underneath where we have the fern in there. So you notice we're working in the 4 quadrants on this arrangement. We've got the front and the back, which are working opposite directions to each other. This one's going this way. This one's going this way. And then we have the sides, which are both using triangle placement. We got both going on. Okay, see how pretty? It's looking good already. All right, our next step is we're going to add in our eucalyptus, and this is like a nice bushy eucalyptus, same color tones. We're just going to put a little bit on each side to fill in a little, okay? Let's have this piece go right here. I'm going to use a big one and a small one, same technique. a little cluster, a short cluster. I'm going to cut them to the same size. Well, these are such different pumpkins, but they're so like understated. They don't like scream, I'm a different color. You know, they're just so neat. Okay, so I've got that little cluster of 2. Let's put another cluster of 2 on this side. I'll just turn it a little bit. And this time it'll need to be a little bit lower. It's not exactly the same place, but it's kind of similar. Okay, a long and a short. Let's see who's the longest and the shortest. I'm going to kind of mix these. It's a pretty, it's kind of an understated color palette. But, you know, there are people who are going to like that. All right, once again, I could just fill in with these last 2 pieces any holes and I could be done. If I wanted to keep it super neutral, it would be gorgeous. I'm getting ready to introduce color, and I'm going to hold this off to the side too. We're going to use these to fill up. So far I've saved some of the fern, I've saved some of the eucalyptus. I did use all of the fishtail in there. So we're going to come in now with our cool, and I don't even know what this is called. I forgot the name of it, but this is kind of a pretty coral color. It just screams when you put it in here, okay? It's just such a pretty combo. All right, here is that all broken down. We're going to start to use it in clusters. So you'll notice we've used everything in clusters in here. And I prefer to do it that way. So I'm going to go with a high-low combination, trim them down. I need the stems to be fairly long. And we're going to start to put these in, okay? So I'm going to push these in right here. I'm going to kind of keep them clustered. I want to make sure I hear it go into the foam. That's my first section. Now, if I use these in 2s, and I'm only going to use 1 bush, I got to think about how many sections that will give me. And that will give me 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 6 clusters. So if I divide that equally, I'll have 3 per side, which is perfect because it allows me to use them in triangle placement. Okay, you're going to see you're going to build up triangles in your whole design as you're building. All right. So I'm going to take another 2 here, and we're going to try to put these on the end. I'm just going to trim them, and I'm going to put one and then the other because that way I won't burn myself. I want these kind of tight into the base. I don't want these shooting out, just like little clusters. I love that. And let's go right beside it. All right, try to minimize those glue strings, guys, if you can. I hate to come back and do them. All right, 1, 2. We're going to go to the back with number 3. So visually from the top, I should see that triangle rocking. How's everybody doing? You guys are just coming in. Thanks for being here. I'm going to rotate this around. This one's going to kind of go back in the back here. I'm going to put the shorter one in first. Push it in. And I'm going to cut this one a little short. I'm going to use these to kind of fill in here. And get that looking good. Looking fine. How pretty. Okay, those 3 are in. You can see that triangle it's created, and it's great. Now let's go on the other side. Same thing. The only thing we have a little bit different is we have the pumpkins in a little bit different space. So we might have to do 1, 2, 3, okay? And we'll shift them around. But we want that. We don't want it to look matchy-matchy. That's not how I'm going to teach you to design. You can do things that way, but we want them to be a little more, give the perception they have a free form, even though they don't, right? All right, our first piece went in, and now I'm going to work one across right here at the tip, and then one tucked in over there. Okay, and let's put this one in right here behind the fern. These are so pretty. Okay, hopefully you can kind of see the triangle placement on there. It's pretty obvious. It's got even distribution. It looks great. And that introduced a little bit of color, a beautiful color. All right, I'm saving my berries because they're going to be like the fun crawly part around the design. But I'm going to go ahead and put in my pampas and finish up with a little bit of greenery. Okay, the container's 1963. Y'all, and the size is on the description too, in in the supply list. Y'all, we're one of the few people who has a clickable supply list for every project we do. So whether you buy from us or not, you can still go to that supply list and see everything on there anytime you want. So I'm going to use this kind of just on the inside next to the pumpkin. I'm just going to tuck it in first just to make sure we like the lines we're going to do. So we have transition here. We have it going left and right. And this little cluster kind of comes out right. So I'm going to try to see how this would look in just right here. I haven't glued it yet. Oh gosh, that would look great right there. I love the wispiness of that. And this is a darker green pampas. This is our custom one, and I love it because each of these is wired. So I don't have to just go with the flow, like they are wired. So if I want them to work more like a feather, I can, and I love that. So I'm going to give this some movement going out to the right, and we're going to go behind the pumpkin on the other side. I'm pretty confident, so I'm going to glue this one. Got to get up and put it in. Just going to kind of add a little bit of pizzazz, a little drama. Oh, pretty. Oh my gosh, I love this green. It's so pretty. Okay, and then the third one will come out in between the vine on the back. You know, my dream's always to have a physical shop. That's always been one of my dreams, and so I couldn't. It's not currently on my list to do, but exactly, that's something I want to do when Kaya's gone and I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing with myself, right? When she's all grown up. I'm going to go in here, y'all. Pretty. Oh my gosh, I really like this. How wispy that is coming out of the twigs. All right, let me just trim this one down and we'll put it in the middle. It's really fun to add in a little bit of drama. You could do as much or as little as you want. We're going to add a little bit more fern, kind of layering in with it. But I'm going to leave these three long. All right, use those wires, manipulate it how you want. Add some drama. Now it's time for our berries. Oh, let me put a little more fern in. But you can see over time the design changes a little, and you can do what you want. What do you do when you're done but you have some areas to be covered? So in this particular design, I've got greenery left, so I'm not done yet. I've got greenery and we've covered almost everything. So I'm going to come back in and I want to layer a little greenery on top of my pampas. So I soften it a little bit in there. I'm going to put it in the clusters. But I would just use Spanish moss on this one, because if you have a hole, you could just chuck moss in and you won't hardly need any. So I've got a little bit of holes in the back here that I would just put Spanish moss in. That's my favorite thing to use. All right, I'm going to layer this one on top of the pampas just to give it a little bit of natural and bring that in. I'm going to bring this twig in the middle, bring that up, and then I'm going to put one more piece right here. Okay, oh, that's pretty. So that softened that up a little bit, kind of rebalanced it a little bit. I love the texture that's giving us. Okay, I'm going to come to the back here where I told you about that little bitty hole. It's a little higher. I'm going to put this one piece of eucalyptus there just to kind of cover up the mechanics. So we've done a really good job of getting everything kind of covered with what we've got going on. My last little step will be to add a little, oh, that looks so cute back there. And I'm going to put a little bit off this corner here. So do save a little bit of each greenery, because then you can use to fill it in. And then if you don't quite have enough, then you can just tuck a little Spanish moss in. You don't even have to do that on this one. You got it nice and full. All right, it's berry time. So we've got our coordinating pink, they're not pink, coral berries that go with the other clusters in there. So we're going to put a couple of these in, and I'm strictly going to use these to add movement and pop some color to the top of the design. So I want to cut these long as I can. So I'm going to cut them into two sections right now. So I'm going to cut this long and cut this long. Everything in here comes from our shop, even the containers. All right, I'm thinking about putting this one in here and letting it kind of crawl over that pumpkin. You see, oh my goodness, these kind of little touches are just bring that, just that touch you need, okay? We'll put that one in, and then I'm going to put the other one going the other way. So this one will come out of the front and kind of tuck in this way and then go over the top. And I'm going to layer that one a little bit in. So we got a little berry up and a little berry down, like coming in and going back around, continuing those lines of the grapevine, okay? So that's how I made the choices to put these berries there. Let me glue them in. And I think we've done it, you guys. The berries on the bomb.com. Now let me know if you have any questions. The berries pop that color, yes. So we needed those berries to kind of really finish it off. I'll give it that, the cherry on top. That's what these are doing for us, literally. Make sure you hear it go into the foam and use that wire. That's why we cut those long, to kind of bring that in. But I think it turned out beautiful. I hope you guys liked it. Completely different color palette than we worked in all year, but gorgeous, beautiful, stunning. Hi Bloomerinos, it's Keleas with Keleas.com. We're going to make a super simple project. Of course, it's time for our simple project of the week, and we're going to be rocking out a fun pumpkin. This pumpkin is super cute, guys. It has like this mesh that's got a mossy color green on it. It's killer. That's going to be our background, and I'm going to show you how to take this kit. You're going to get the pumpkin, your filler, and your main pumpkin spray in there. All you'll need is some floral pins and your own little floral foam. And I've got my glue pot over here to the side, some glue. You can use a hot glue gun too. I prefer the glue pot. But we're going to have this kit available on the website, y'all. If you're here and you're enjoying this video and you're ready to have some fun, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, of course. And if you want live alerts whenever new videos come out, or we have live videos or live sales, come and join us on our text list at 832-734-5201. Grab a spot on there. Just send us the word live. Okay, so this is a kit we have available in the shop, brand new. And what I'm going to do is we are going to be using this spray as filler. And this is going to be our focal point. This design's not going to have any ribbon, so we'll be working all here and making this wispy as possible. But we've got to take these big pieces and downsize them to make this piece work perfectly for your door. So we're going to take a little block of foam. This is probably like 3x3 block, and we're going to put it right in the center. It's a little thicker than I want it, so I'm going to slice that right out of camera in half a little bit. So it's not, I took a little bit less than half. I made it it was about that thick, and I took it and made it a little thinner. So that's going to go right here. And the way I like to attach these to my base is to use floral pins. And I've got some floral pins in this little bucket here. They're a U-shaped pin. I'm throwing them everywhere, guys. They look like this. They're a U-shaped pin, okay? And what we're going to do is take and put some glue on here. And I just get a good amount of glue in my glue pot, scrape it off the edge, and then you want to just wiggle this around really good right in here, okay? Then flip it around, and anywhere you can get in there and grab the frame of the pumpkin, we're going to push them in. Now, I liked it's kind of like a chicken wire on the front. I like that kind of on the front of the design. If you didn't like it, you could flip it and let it be on the back of the design, but I've chosen it this direction. And I'm not going to really add a hanger. I'm going to let the top of the pumpkin be a hanger. Okay, so I put all that on. I'm good to go. Now, if you wanted, we could put a little Spanish moss on the back. It's totally optional. All right, let's flip it around. And our base is prepped. But before we even get to go into town on that, we've got to take and trim this pick down into smaller pieces, and this too. So that's kind of the trick to this particular design. Is even though you're going to get all of this in your kit, you may not be using it all. So the first thing I want to do is separate this into a couple of sections. And then I want that pumpkin on its own, okay? And I don't need the stems too long, but leave a couple of inches on there when it comes to the stem. All right, and I'm even going to take and section this out to where I get one of the leaves off here. Okay, so these are going to kind of be my background. I'm going to be using these right on either side. I'll be using that on one side and this on the other, but I've got to make both of these work for the whole design. So we're going to wait a little bit and put those in a moment. We're going to get a little bit of this filler bush on the back. So you've got to utilize each piece to make sure you're filling it out nicely. And this is a hand-wrapped stem. So when something's hand-wrapped, it's really easy to tear. So I'll just take and tear it down like that. It's kind of messy, but then it saves my hand from overcutting. If you floral design a lot or you design to sell, you have to really watch overcutting. I've had a couple of hand surgeries, and I don't want that to happen to you, but you know, we've sold thousands of wreaths and it adds up over time. Your hands will take a beating. So just trim off those ends, but this bush is still a little bit too big, but that's okay. Every floral bush can be kind of what I'm going to call dissected and brought down to smaller pieces, guys. So I'm going to take and break this into smaller sections. And as you do that, you can kind of sort them out and check if they have a ball or they have the wheat. This is just like we would do in design school when we break apart stems. We're going to utilize what we've got. I teach not to use pick machines. I try to maximize my production time so I can make things fast, efficiently, and also beautifully too. So my 25 years experience, I like to help you learn how to do this fast and easy. And y'all, if you ever want to take your wreath making to the next level, you know we'd love to have you in our design school class. It opens up twice a year and you can grab a spot on the wait list at Keleas.com. And you can also go to KeleasDesignSchool.com to grab a spot. So you can see I'm breaking these down. I've got the ones that have the balls here, the wheat here. I got one more to go. And you're just taking them at their sections, and this one's a little taller, so it's got 3 cuts on it. So I cut it right here where it makes sense, and I still am left with a stem. So if I put a little bit of thought into my cutting, it can go a lot further for me. Okay, I love the bally parts. I want to use those towards the front, and we'll plan to use the wheat towards the back. So remember, I told you we're going to layer that. That's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to take the wheat pieces, and we're just going to work left and right here. I'm going to put this one to the left, and I kind of want to come over the edge of the design. I love that. We're going to make it nice and wispy looking. We're just going to take our time. Now I'm going to take a little grass here and work to the inside. And we'll just start building out our design. We don't want it to be so full that we cover up all the pumpkin, but we want to have a nice wispy look. I'm going to push this in this side. Oh, that's looking good so far. Okay, and now I'm going to come out a couple little shorter pieces up here to the top. See, it's a little bit shorter, but I'm kind of got 3 pieces lining up. And let's go on this side. Okay, easy peasy so far. You got it. We've got 3 on each side. We got them nicely spaced out, and we've kind of got that flow going on each side. Now, grab your big pick where we have the 2 different sections. One has the fern, one has the leaves. And I'm going to take this section right here that has the 2 big silver dollar eucalyptus, and we're going to use those in the middle. So the fern's going to go on the right here. Just layer right on top the wispy ones. Beautiful. The white leaves are going on this side. We're just going to separate that out. How easy is this? This is what these projects are about. I want to get nice spacing and just make them go quick and easy for you. Now, because I've got all the white over here, no white over here, I want to mix that in and bring one of the white leaves over here. And we can tuck it, you know, behind the fern. It doesn't have to be so predominant, but I just want it over to the side. Now, I want to bring that wispy feel more to the center, so I'm going to get these pieces cut shorter so they're coming in the middle. I've got this one left. I'm going to just use this one kind of off the top a little bit. I'm going to see if I can cut them into 2 sections to make them just a little more wispy. Right in here. And you can get smaller and smaller, which is kind of the idea you want to do. Just leave you some of the firm part of the stem so you can push them in. All right, let's go to town with this. And this is just little small detail work. We're going to cut small and add them in. Now I'm going to want a little bit kind of coming down to the center also. Just a nice wispy look. Ah, Perfect. You see those balls working in there? Those are so cute. So I'll trim this one off. Get these really super short on these stems, okay? Oh, there's a cute little wheat. And we want to work nice and wispy, letting it flow over. And keep getting shorter as we're going to the center. Okay, because we're going to be putting our big pumpkin in the center. And we want all these pieces kind of working their way in. I'm going to cut this one smaller. Kind of left a long stem. And then we'll have 3 little individual grasses here. It's a little tedious, but it does come together pretty quickly. Once you get everything kind of prepped, cut, and going. Oh, that looks cute. All right, let's keep working here. Towards the middle, I'm going to trim this one even shorter. We need these super short because we want them to keep decreasing in size. I love things that are wispy. I mean, it is totally my style. With the small twigs and branches. And, you know, I developed that style just surely because I had a lot of success with it. And, you know how it is. When something starts doing well, you start loving it because, you know, it makes you feel good when you're selling it. And that's kind of what's happened for a lot of my design school students. They find some recipes that they do well with, and they just want to continue growing in their design styles. Okay, I'm going to trim these even shorter as we come to the middle, and then we're going to come in a second and put our pumpkin in, and then just try to kind of work around it. Oh, those grasses are so pretty. Okay, let's come up a little bit right in here. This is just so sweet and so simple. If you want, let's take this one leaf and let's just use it. I'll bring that one down. I cut this leaf off, but let's use it kind of at the top. And then we'll get nice spacing on all 3 of our leaves. Push it in. One at the top, one at the bottom. I'm going to push it behind the grass. Ooh, I love it. I love it so far. And here's another little ball piece. Just keep working them in, around. Now, let's go ahead and work on our focal point of getting our pumpkin in right here. And I'm going to tuck her just a little bit off to the side, and then I'm going to add those berries right next to it. So it's not exactly completely centered. She's going to go right here, off to the side, and then we're going to take this berry spray. We're going to have that come in and down. All right, so this is a kit we have available. If you let us know in the comments if you would like a link to it, we'll be happy to get it for you. Oh, that looks great. Just popping in right there. It's so soft and sweet. And then bring these up a little bit. And now I'm going to work out this section. It's just easy and fun and sweet. And I know I'm always making big over the top pieces. This one's a little more soft and subtle. The only thing you're not going to get in the kit is the little block of foam. And I might use a little bit of Spanish moss to come in and cover any of the floral foam I can't see at the end, that I might be able to see on the edges here a little bit. But other than that, you're going to get all these floral stems and the pumpkin base in the kit. Oh, look at that. It's turning out so cute. Let me take this one and trim it just a little bit. We are almost there, guys. I know. I hope you're motivated to make one like this too. I hope you are. It is so fun. And these simple projects are also just great for shop fillers or gifts. Because anybody can find room for this guy. Well, at least in my world, I would make room. I would definitely make room. Let's put one little piece of wheat right there. And we'll make it just a little bit shorter. See if I can cut that grass just a little shorter. I'm going to try to get that to come right out of the center. Right here. Go in, buddy. Aha! Oh my gosh, I love it! So if you need to fill in to cover any of the little foam that might be showing, just pop a little Spanish moss in there. And then you are good to go. We did it, Blue Merinos. I hope you love it. I hope you love it as much as I do. This wispy fall door hanger is ready to hang on your door right now, and we made it under 15 minutes. That's our goal for simple projects. Under 30 minutes. We're even faster tonight. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Have fun with flowers, Blue Merinos. Bye, everybody. Hey, Blue Merinos. Great to see you tonight. Keleas, I got a freestyle with you late tonight. I'm sorry I missed you earlier today. I still was fulfilling Kaya's birthday wishes today. And one of those things that little stinker wanted was help cleaning her room. So I was helping do that as a surprise before she got home. So I had to work right through a Freestyle Friday, but I'm ready to do it with you tonight. So come on in and let's enjoy it together. I'm gonna pull up your comments too, so make sure you say hello. And later, if you're watching the replay, let us know that you're here on the replay. Hey Sherry, great to see you. Fantastic. Let me turn my volume down, y'all. I thought I turned it down before, but you know, didn't get it down. Hi Ramona. Great to see you guys. I'm getting my glue pot going here. It's heating up. Wonderful. Hi, Jeanette. Yay! Wonderful. Caught me live. Y'all, this Wednesday, when we did our bow Wednesday, here's what one of the bows we made, where we used the pretty white pumpkin ribbon. So I thought we'll do a swag tonight, all based off this design. So we're going to have so much fun. Thanks, Cherie. Hi, Linda. So you guys, I want to make sure you know, while I fluff out this swag base, I want to make sure you know that next week is the Creative Pumpkin Challenge. Hence the massive pile of pumpkins in the corner here, if you haven't noticed. So we'll be talking about it more, but we'll pop the link here in the comments in a second to join us. If you are a design school member, you get access to the Creative Pumpkin Challenge at no additional charge if you were a previous member. So if you would just check the group for that. But if you are new, you're just seeing us for the first time, or maybe you've been hanging around for a while and now you're like, hey, I want to come see what they're doing in the Creative Pumpkin Challenge, we'd love to have you. It's going to start next Thursday, and it's 3 days of fun. So please come join us. We're going to have so much fun. Oh, Cherie, yes, that is the main project we're doing in the Creative Pumpkin Challenge. But we've got other little bonuses coming too. Hi, Connie, welcome. You guys in design school, I would call this shaking hands. So with the swag, when they come, they kind of come all janky. You've got to fluff them out. So that's what I'm doing right now, y'all. Just fluffing it all out. So how's everybody's Fridays? Starting off strong, I hope. Kai was so happy her room was somewhat clean. You know how kids get it out of control? That's what happened. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Renee. How's it going, Janet? Hey, Mickey. All right, I'm going to fluff this dude way up. And get them all fluffed out. Spread out. Shake hands with each stem. Because you need it kind of to be flat on the back to lay nicely on somebody's doors. Right? Hi, CT. Good to see you. I loved your truck the other night. It looked really good. Hi, Tammy. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Oh, I'm going to fluff this out. Y'all, I have been planning and getting so excited about the Creative Pumpkin Challenge. It's just been, it's really fun to get all prepped and try to get ready to have a fun party where we can create together for several days. It's going to be a blast. I'm excited about it. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We're going to be covering a lot of it up, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And you might notice I didn't bring a lot forward this time because I'm going to be adding a lot of fun things onto the front to fill it in. It did! That was really cute. CT, you guys, is a Halloween. He does big displays at his house for Halloween and for Christmas. So it's always fun to see what he's making too. Yeah, Dawn, you can't wait for the pumpkin challenge. Oh, I know, we're gonna have a blast. Okay, I saved the tag for that swag to tell you guys the item number. And of course, now I can't find it. It's the 30-inch swag. Nicole, I'm using the 30-inch one. So if you could grab the number and share it with everybody. Dang it. Y'all, you know. Hi, how you doing, Jackie? Oh, this one is this cool pod. Now, the whole inspiration for this particular swag is coming from the ribbon. We tied the bow on Wednesday, So you can go back and watch that video, our Bow Wednesday. This is what we tied. You can see there's a lot of bright green. So a nice green in here mixed with a white pumpkin. So that's why I'm going to pick a brighter green as far as it goes. I'm going to put some of these pods in there. And these pods are item number 80360. All of this stuff is available at Keleas.com, guys. So I know I want to put some of these in. Oh, I found the item number for the swag. It's on the floor. Psych! The swag is 82363. All of these supplies are at Keleas.com, guys. Thank you for posting that. Oh, slacker. So I've got you're not a slacker, I'm a slacker. That sounded rude. Oh my gosh. It's late for Keleas. It's late for me. So I've just fluffed this one right out. And I'm going to use a couple of these in here. I'm going to use two. So I'm thinking one kind of at the top. Kind of catty corner just a little bit right here. And I'm just going to use some of these pine to hold it in. I'm just zigzagging these to tie it in. And you can cut it if you want to. I'm just going to leave this because I don't think we're going to see it. But I'm going to attach it 3 different places. And then I'll tack a little glue on there just to hold it tight. Give it a lot of motion forward. Make sure you do that. You've been called worse. I know. I'm sorry. That sounded bad. I was referring to myself being the slacker. Oh. Okay. Y'all, yesterday was Kaya's birthday, and man, if you don't know, Kaya's my daughter, guys, and she had a volleyball game, and they won, so that was the best present. That was the best present, and she was so excited. Patricia, you drug out a wreath today. Oh, good. Good for you. I'm so happy, Patricia. Awesome. I love it. Getting creative. I love it. Well, hopefully y'all have your house all settled and maybe you've got the house projects under control. I know that they go and they go and they go. All right, I'm going to bring in another one. And this one I'm going to kind of go bring it kind of coming down. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. I love these pods. These are like a... I'm calling them pods, but they're like a thistle. And I like that you can use them different times of the year, but they're going to look great with this particular pattern. So I'm just zigzagging this in. I'm going to tuck this one kind of behind here. If you end up seeing a stem, we can always cut it out later, but in the meantime, I'm just going to try to camouflage it in there. I'm going to camouflage it in. How you doing, Stacy? You got football tomorrow. Stacy is in design school, and she's a big Gators fan. What if any of you enjoy college football? Tell us who you root for. We'd love to hear who your teams are. Unless it's Alabama, I don't know if we want to know. No, I'm just kidding. You can tell. Hi, Glenda. All right, those are in. So I've kind of got them. You see how they're kind of making a little S? I like that in there. I like that little flow going on. Now I'm going to put in some eucalyptus. So let's get this going on. This is item number 80755. This is the brown-green color. Georgie! Oh, when we're doing the doggy, Georgie. Yes! Yes, our cute dog. It'll be time to decorate for Halloween soon, and can't wait to get him out. I don't know what we named the dog, but we're giving everybody names. Oh, Patricia, you're going to get a she shed silo. Oh, that's nice. That's fun. I love that. I love that. That's cool. Ruth, yay! I'm so glad you're here. Becky, War Eagle, I like it. Not Bama. I just have to give the Alabama fans a little, you know, razz them a little. Hey, Tracy. Girl, I like them berries. That looked good. Jeanette, you never been into sports. I get it. No worries. My dad, of course, loves sports. And I used to be way more into it than I am now. I do the sport of wreath making. So, we're pretty competitive in this realm. So I'm going to put a little bit of this eucalyptus in here and start getting a nice feel for my design. Tuck it in. You guys, I'm using a glue pot, so I just put it in some glue, dipped it in, and then we tucked it in there. Hey, Stacy! On the big screen, whoop whoop! I love it. Is Nate and Aaliyah going night-night? Are they up? Probably Nate's not going night-night. Nate is outgrown night-night. Go Gators! I knew you were Go Gators, Stacy. I knew it. All right, I'm gonna go a little bit lower down here. You know, as far as it goes, whatever makes you happy, y'all. If you enjoy sports, you enjoy crafting. I'm just happy there's different strokes for different folks, and you can get some pleasure out of whatever it is that makes you happy. And I hope that involves making flower arrangements, or at least making wreaths and playing with them. You did, Jackie? You decorated your Christmas tree for fall? How fun! Oh, that's fun. Love, love, love that. We actually just put away the Christmas decorations. I did put them easily accessible to get them right back out. Oh, Roll Tide, there's one of them. Oh, that's okay. Alright, I'm putting my eucalyptus in, and guys, I'm giving it lots of depth. I like that. I'm going to use 2 bushes of this. You're a Sooners fan? Well, that's alright, Cindy. That's cool. Hi, Melody. Hi. Oh, hi, Angela. You hanging out with us? Awesome. Tracy, you jumped up and down and possibly squealed as soon as you found those berries. They look great. It's amazing. So, guys, to tell you what we're talking about, in design school, Tracy had made she had made a beautiful wreath, but it was kind of like needed some contrast. So she found some berries that were the perfect burgundy. I don't know if they're exactly berries or pods or flowers, but they looked perfect in there. So we were all really excited for her, because we thought, what are the chances she's going to find this perfect? You know, it was kind of like that burgundy Merlot color. It looked beautiful. I can't wait for you to sell it. Glenda says, go Tigers. That works. Hi, Debbie Davis. I'm so blessed you're here hanging out with us. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, Nate's up, but the rest are snoring. Mom is having happy juice. Happy juice. I'm on TikTok way too much now, y'all. Way too much. Oh, hey, Ellen. Hi, Kay. Good to see you. Hi, Candy. You're about to go night-night? Oh, you're using me to go night-night. Candy, did you go to Damon's too? I don't know if you were there. I didn't see you on the live, but I was wondering. Stacy, I took off today and went shopping for fall home decor. Oh, Stacy, how fun. That is fun. I think I'm cut off. I think Keleas cut off. Klee has hit the wall. I'm not allowed to buy too much more. Well, I pretty much have Halloween, so I probably will get some more fall. But not until I get it all decorated for Halloween. And we put that up. We have to put that away. I have to set, rules. Becky, you're addicted to swags. Aren't they fun? I like the linear movement of swags for some reason. I'm a curls and movement person, so I love the movement of a swag. That sounds crazy. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. I love that wreath. It was beautiful. And you're an Oklahoma State Cowboys. There's 2 of you guys here tonight. Whoa. I love that. You're not sure what they are either? It doesn't matter, right? If they're berries or flowers or what, it doesn't matter. They're adorable. They work perfect. They literally work perfectly. I'm going to pop this one in here. And since this base is green, and we're going in. We've kind of got a lot of green working on this particular fall piece. It's going to work fine if it shows a little. You don't have to worry about it. Ooh, you got a new couch? What? You got your Halloween picks? Yay! Aren't they so cute? Oh, okay. So you and Jim went to shop. Okay, I got it. All right. And Megan's over at David's. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Oh, you're having to play Norse? Your husband, oh, your husband has COVID? Oh, Becky, I'm glad you're negative. Take care with everybody. Oh boy, you know, it's so scary. Runs through the whole family and you have to worry like that, right? Razorbacks, I believe, we're playing the Texas Longhorns. They moved to the SEC. Oh, right. They were saying something because my dad is a U of H fan, University of Houston, and apparently they're moving to a new conference next year. So I'm not sure. Y'all, I know so little. I just go and have fun, and I root for the team that we should be rooting for depending on the game. Kaya really got into it though. She goes with Grandpa most every Saturday whenever they have a home game, so she's been going for years. So she gets so excited. Oh wait, you went? Oh, you didn't sell anything today, Janet? At the Festival of the Horse. Okay, well hopefully tomorrow you're gonna get some sales. And hopefully you're meeting people and making connections that could turn into something later. Sometimes you can get sales later after the event, so don't look at it as a complete loss. You're going to learn a lot from it, right? All right, I'm going to go ahead and put our bow in so we can see where we stand and see where else we're going to pop in. I think I am going a little more top center. So dead center would be right here. I'm going to go a little bit above that, but I'm letting all the beautiful pods and eucalyptus come out. Hi, Cindy. Awesome, guys. Stacy, you bought a new couch? Wow. Now that you have the new couch, you're going to decorate. Yes. Yes. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but I took care of my mom and dad's cat when they were in California. It's really Marley's cat, my niece. I took care of the cat, and the cat was hiding behind the Christmas decorations, and I didn't even know she could get to the particular chair that was covered with Christmas decorations. And then today when we were cleaning up, sure enough, she had made her a little spot, and I could hear her doing something back there, but she had literally nibbled off the berries off the face of my gingerbread man. He no longer has a nose or eyeballs. Well, it's a nose. No, it's a nose and a button, not eyeballs. Oh, thank you. Treva? Is that how you say it? Thank you. I love visiting with you guys. I love being with y'all and hanging out. I try to keep up with everybody's stories if I can. Sometimes I don't keep it all straight, but I try. She's going to send you the couch. After 18 years, Patricia, you are not getting the couch. Let's be real. I think she needs it. She definitely needs it. Okay, once again, we made this bow on Bow Wednesday, so y'all go back and watch. We were doing blast off bows, so it's a blast off. If you're new, you have no idea what I'm talking about. That's some Keleas bow lingo, and we're talking about the loops in the bow, okay? Oh, good, good, yay! My name's Keleas, so it's different. I'm totally used to getting it butchered. I try. You worked hard for the couch, Stacy. Amen. Amen. Oh, I can't wait to show you guys. We got some lights put on our house, which is a super duper treat. But Honey Bunny, I mean, he loves to decorate for Christmas big time. So we got some lighting put in that you can change for any season once it's installed. It's all LED and it's got an app and everything. I can't wait to show you guys. Honey Bunny is happy. Hi, Jeannie. Ruth, you started rolling your ribbon tails after watching me? Yeah, sweet. I like doing that. That's kind of my thing. Sometimes I even put knots in my ribbon. It just depends what mode we're in. I'm in the 20-inch ribbon tail mode. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. Happy Friday to you, too. So this is some eucalyptus, and let me give you a code. I'm going to get yelled at because I haven't done that yet. This is got more of a brown tone, so I'm picking up the brown tone from the ribbon, a little bit coming out of the leaves in the eucalyptus, and we're gonna tie a little of that in there for a little contrast. So this is item number 56524OR. This is on Keleas.com. Debbie, you can't wait to see the Halloween blow-ups. Yes, yes. I did get one new one. You know, we can't just have all the same stuff. Our poor deprived neighbors. They would be so boring if we had the same thing every year. You know, we do it for the kids, y'all. We do it for the kids. That's what we tell ourselves. Actually, last year I took down the Halloween on Halloween night because I just wanted it cleaned up. It was kind of late. And sure enough, some people came walking by specifically, and she was like, oh, I was going to show my husband. I'm like, sorry, all packed up. I felt bad, but it was already all packed up. You know, it was going to rain the next day, and I just didn't want to deal with it all wet to put it away. So I kind of rushed the pack up a little. Oh, I love this. This is so wispy and pretty. I love this stuff. Oh, it's too far off, too high, Stacy? Okay, yeah. Yeah, these are pretty cool. It's called, this particular system is called Jellyfish Lighting, and it's really, really neat. So it was a treat for Honey Bunny for his birthday, and he's so excited. It even has like a option to have the lights look like lightning. Oh, so I thought that's going to be fun for Halloween. We can maybe have a little lightning going. And it has the timers and all that. It's nice, because he used to do all that manually. So give him a little break. I'm going to put a little more brown coming down the center. Hi, Naveed. Sure, you do the same thing for the kids? Yes, me too. CT, right? The day after Halloween, it all comes down, right? Yeah, because I'm ready to kind of do a small transition to fall. I'll leave the pumpkins out there. But all the skeletons need to come down. And then we got to get started on Christmas, CT, right? CT's got a lot to put out, though. He's got a lot. Your grown kids would get so many when they would take Christmas tree down. Aww. They'd get mad when you took the Christmas tree down Christmas Day. I know. It's hard when you do this for a living, guys, you get so excited, but then you're ready to move on, really. Because it's just so much. You're like, okay, what's next? What's next? Here it comes. But I'm probably going to use a lot of the stuff we make in the Creative Pumpkin Challenge next week for home decorations for fall. And that way I can just transition to those. Well, that's the plan, right? Oh, Debbie, she did have a great birthday. Thank you for asking. She sure did. She had a great time. We went to supper with Grandma and Grandpa, and then she won her volleyball game, and she's got a sleepover with a friend staying over. So, you know what? We're talking happy camper. She's living her best life. She's finally made like a really good friend, and I think that's, you know, sometimes that's hard for kids to do, and she's always had boys as her friends. This is her first really good girlfriend, so I'm happy for her. It's really good. Oh, that's okay, Darla. We're making this on a pine, a Christmas pine. It is a 30-inch pine. Let me show you. What did I do? Glue it to the board? It's a pine, Darla. Okay? And we're working it all in to the pine base. Right? Karen, I'm working on the 30-inch one. You could do this on the 24. We have both in the shop. You could go either way. Hey, you know, Faith, we got a pumpkin challenge coming. We're gonna have a pumpkin party. I had to make sure we didn't run out of pumpkins. You know, I have committed to the pumpkin creative pumpkin challenge next week, so we were not going to be low on pumpkin, and I bought 2 of everything. Because even though we sell pumpkins, everything's been selling so quickly. I don't know what we would have available just in case. I wanted to make sure I had pumpkins from every different sources. Okay, I hope I have one more brown. I do. I've got one more. A little fall, then full-blown Christmassy tea. Oh, nice, nice. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Me too. I love all the eucalyptus. I love it. You know, when I was coming up in the industry a long time ago, probably 23, 24 years ago, preserved eucalyptus was all the rage. The thing is, preserved eucalyptus here in Texas bleeds. It bleeds because we have too much humidity. Well, not all over Texas, but here in Houston. So it always made it just like, don't touch it. You have to use it indoors. It was crazy. It was crazy back then. Oh, Georgie Kaya just turned 12. I know. I think when we started live, she was 5. No, she wasn't 5. That's a lie. She was 7 or something like that, right? 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, she was 7 or 8. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Thank you, Debbie. I was happy for her, you know. Oh, Carol, you go out for each holiday. We're on a corner. You get so many compliments. No blow-ups. I'm tired of doing it. Carol. Come on, Carol. I know. We're still going to have some blow-ups. We're putting some new gardens. So I'm going to be able to put some of well, y'all, last year we had a lot of stuff planned, but we couldn't do it because my mom and dad both got COVID. Y'all, a lot of you know, your loyal followers, you're here all the time. So our whole world got ripped upside down. And we didn't do everything I wanted to do in our yard, but I got some really cute, big ceramic snowmen to put out there. Or they're resin. And hopefully we're going to be able to put those out this year. I'm excited about that. Marcus, pumpkin party! Marcus is in design school, so he's going to be coming to the pumpkin party. Hopefully you can join us, Marcus, next weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We got replays on everything, guys. Replays. That's the Creative Pumpkin Challenge coming up. And it's a paid event. It's a paid party. But believe me, we have lots of fun. There'll be lots of giveaways. And we just have a blast creating together. The whole schedule is also posted on the sales page. So if you click the link below, it'll tell you about their Creative Pumpkin Challenge. But that's a bunch of pumpkins for the challenge over there. All right. So I've got eucalyptus. I've got green and brown. That looks great. I can stop here. I had put aside some white pumpkins, so I thought maybe we're gonna tuck some pumpkins in and see how it goes. You're gonna be there, Marcus? Yes, yes, awesome. So this is a little assortment bag of pumpkins we do have available on Keleas.com. Item number 9. No, that's wrong. 59050. 59050. All right. I'm gonna see if we want to put these in there. Let's cut these open. Got some different fun shapes. I love fun shapes of pumpkins. Oh my gosh, when they start putting the regular pumpkins in the grocery store, are you guys like me? You're like, ooh, there's another shape. I could put that in the kitchen. I could put this outside. I could, real pumpkins, fake pumpkins, I like them all. Stacy, whatever. Whatever. You're not going to come Thursday or Friday, Stacy? You should come hang out with us Thursday and Friday. Time goes fast, Kimmy. Wow, right? crazy fast. All right, I'm getting some ties. I'm gonna pin these into this wreath base. Excuse me, I've got to reach. Excuse my reach, y'all. I'm gonna get some floral pins. And let's decide where we're gonna pin these in. I can pin them directly to the pine in here, but I was thinking we'll take a couple and just pin them right in. Okay. Oh, Lord, Patricia, what for? I hope it's not a huge deal. You're going to be there Thursday and Friday, Stacey? Thank you. You're not coming to the pumpkin party, though? The big party at the end? Maybe you could pop in amidst the football game. Stacey's like, I cannot. This is my favorite thing. That's all right, Stacey. We'll take you when we can get you. All right, I love that one kind of going down. Now let me see what other kind of textures I have in here. I've got one that's kind of a little bit of a flat one. Oh, these are cute. Look at this one. Hi, Joanna. All right, I got a flat one. I got a curvy one. I love these. Y'all, this is such an easy swag. Y'all need to be knocking these out. Super cute. I'm going to tuck this one kind of, trying to decide, do I want these, I just kind of want these, a couple down here, just tucked in amongst this eucalyptus. Let's go in here. I'm just using floral pins, I'm pinning it to the pine, and then I'm just making sure I twist the pine back so they can't fall off. They're going to wiggle a little, but they're not going anywhere. Okay, let's get one of these other gourds. Wow, Tracy, 24? You look just way too young to have kids that old. Tracy. Time does fly, right? Uh-oh, Stacy, game starts at 3:30. You probably can come in the morning, but you'll probably be, you'll probably still be doing game time. The schedule is there. I don't have it all memorized, but the schedule is in the group already. Stacey, you can go take a peek in the group, which I think you're already in the Creative Pumpkin Challenge. That group, it's in there. All right, I'm gonna use one more pin because see how that one's kind of floppy? We don't want that. I'm gonna pin it up just a little bit higher. Okay. Hi, Stephanie from New Jersey. Great to see you. All right, let me pin it up a little bit. I'm gonna grab, it's nothing worse than a floppy gourd, y'all. Nothing worse. Let me tuck this in over here. So if you work with pumpkins and gourds that are artificial and they're foam, the nice thing is you can just tuck them in and pin them. It's easy. Sure, you have 4 grandchildren and 1 great-grandson? Congratulations, that's wonderful. What a lovely family. We just have 1 daughter. God bless us with 1 wonderful daughter. And don't get me wrong, she can be a handful, but we love her. Okay, I'm going to tuck this in back here. We're going to do the same process. And I might have to put a couple of pins up here because I want to make sure they're going to hold. Or you know what, I'll just tie it further back. This is so cute. I love the dimension of this eucalyptus in here. Okay, there's that one. And let's put one more up here, I think. Yeah, Karen, I put the pin in to the pumpkin. And I grabbed one of the pine stems and just, so it's pumpkin, pine, my finger's the pine, right? And the pin's just gonna go right through that pine, okay? Let's see here. Oh, wow. 29, that's crazy, Tracy. You tried to do a calf heart yesterday, but what the hell, Patricia? Okay, Girlfriend, go get them, take care of you. All right. Kimmy, you're going to be watching. Okay. Well, good, Kimmy. You're going to take care of her for the Rainbows Baby in Children's Hospital Cleveland. Okay. Well, you know, it's all going to be available on replay, too. So anytime you want to watch it later, it'll be there for you. Just like if you did the Hydrangea Wreath Challenge in the spring, that's still there for you to watch later. Whenever you want to watch it. All right, I'm going to push this in here. I'm using these flatter pumpkins, and I'm letting them kind of be a little flat. Just want a little space between those. Oh, that's cute. See how we kind of got a nice line of the white pumpkins going down the middle? All right, Patricia, I'm sorry to sound kind of... I'm glad you're there, getting it taken care of. They're going to take good care of you. All right, let's see. I'm going to have a couple of pumpkins left for another project, but we got a whole challenge coming, so that's fine. Paula! Oh, Paula, we only take credit cards. Our payment system is Stripe, so it's done all on the computer. We don't take any of your information. It's all encrypted. So it's secure because a Keleas does not see your number. My team doesn't see your number. It's all done through a service called Stripe. So it's a service that I pay for them to process the credit cards because it's a third party. The autumn bush here, this is a greenery bush. I'm going to tuck a little of this in just for a little bit more of a texture that's going to be kind of curling in and out. This is 81118 autumn. Okay? Thanks, Linda. All right, and I'm going to trim these off. And let's get this in. Let's get this in here. Sarah? Sarah, I don't think I knew you had twins. Wow. Are the twins girls? Or boys, Sarah? Oh, I understand, Paula. Me and Honey Bunny today had words a little bit too. Because we were doing big time cleaning. And as soon as you touch any of his stuff, does yours, Honey Bunnies, do this? That you get into their area and now they're like, don't want to clean. They want all your area clean, but they don't want to clean their area. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. I see how it is. Okay, I'm going to tuck this piece in. I want this piece to kind of come out the bottom right here under the, where we put those pods at the very beginning. I'm tucking that under here. I like these leaves. They have that little touch of like the autumn edge. I'm gonna let that kind of flow down there. 17-year-old and 10-year-old, right? And you've got your hands full. Oh, okay, the boys. Oh, so they're identical, Sarah? Oh, wow. And the youngest is a girl. So, Gwendolyn, we're going to do more projects besides in the Creative Pumpkin Challenge. We're going to do more projects besides what you see as a wreath. I don't want you to run out and buy everything. I want you to come and if you want to create the wreath, buy the supplies to create the wreath. But I want you to be inspired. And then you can go out and see supplies that you can get wherever your local store has something similar. So you don't end up buying a whole lot unless you want to make all the things. So we're going to have more projects in the challenge besides the wreath. That's why there's so many pumpkins. But don't go buy everything yet until you decide, oh yeah, I think I want to make that arrangement, or I want to try what Keleas did here, or I want to try that candlestick project she did. If you want to do those, then get the supplies, okay? So there'll be more. I'll tell you all about them. We'll give you the item numbers and all that. But the big project we're doing is the wreath, okay? Alrighty. Paula, I understand. I understand. I get it. Oh. We have issues. Well, you know, I don't think they mean anything by it. They just, I don't know. I get it. Debbie, 38 and your daughter will be 42. Wow. Wow, Debbie. You got your hands full and then some, right? Hey, Melissa, checking in from Cali. Good to see you. You stacked papers on your hubby's desk. Gave him a little bin. He came home, sat in the living room, and asked if I did something to make him mad. He said, yeah, you cleaned off your desk. Yeah. Well, you know, Honey Bunny works at home now because they don't have an office anymore. So he's in the living room, which is fine. But he had house bills stacked, which he doesn't even pay that many house. I take care of most of it. He pays a few. But he's got them stacked over there like that's an organizational system in a pile on the cardboard boxes still from his office that he left over a year ago now. You know, girls, y'all. Now, if I would have done all that when he wasn't at home, which I cannot do because he works here at the house now, he would not have even known it even happened. He would have no clue. So that's the only thing, Jeanette. Yours might have noticed. Mine wouldn't have had a clue. Oh, wow. And a kid, yeah, crazy, Kimmy. For the gallbladder, right? Yay! So I'm just taking a little bit of that additional greenery. I'm popping in a little eucalyptus. I always like to put something kind of tight to the bow. I think it looks really fun. In design school, which is our class that I teach weekly about floral design and technique, a little bit different than this live here as I tell you what techniques we're using to create the design you're seeing. But I would call that breaking the plane. Like we want to break the plane of other objects in our wreath. So I like to do that. I think it's fun. Took you 15 years to train them. I got it. I got it. Oh. Right, Jeanette, he noticed way too quick. Way too quick. Yeah, I like redid the whole front flower bed. He had no clue. He was like, oh, it looks nice. I'm like, yeah, it does. Of course, I'm out there doing floral design in the flower bed. I've got curves and, you know, I've got this flowing here and I want that to be a spiller and go over the edge. And he's looking at me like, oh, yeah, have fun. That's okay. He puts up with me pretty good, though. Considering. All right, I got it nice and full. I'm going to put a little bit more right in here between these two pumpkins. Pop that in. So you guys, if you're thinking about joining the challenge, it's going to start next Thursday. I am going to do some shopping earlier in the week in the challenge group. So there's an advantage of getting in there a little bit early so I can show you some of the fun things that I see at different stores that you can substitute for things that we're using in the projects. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Your hubby calls you hands. It gets hidden. Yes, Stacy, right? Debbie, your husband's talking about retiring next year. Oh my gosh, Debbie. Wait, that's supposed to be like your she shed or something. All right, guys, here's our swag. We started off with that Christmas base right here, 30-inch pine Christmas base, which of course you guys can use those anytime. And we added a lot of fun eucalyptus, green and brown. We popped in some pumpkins. We used our bow from Bow Wednesday, and we did it. It turned out really, really pretty. A nice neutral fall piece that can transition from all the way from the end of summer, like we are now, right into fall. For those people who don't want the orange and the bright orange in falls. I think it turned out really pretty too. I love it, Stacy. Yes, yes. Okay, yes, and you guys, we're going to send out the supply list for this project tomorrow on the text list. So if you're not already on our text list, you can go to textclee.com to get on it. And just fill out the paperwork. You'll text me, and then all I do is text you out the links for the supply list, and we also text you links when we go live, so you won't miss a live. Even if you missed it, you can watch the replay later from the link we send you on the text. So this hanger, I didn't make it, Kimmy. It was built in. It came built into these swags. I didn't have to do anything. I cheated. Thanks, Carol. Thanks, guys. I love y'all. We'll see you soon. Y'all go have fun with flowers. And come see us tomorrow. We got a really fun, easy project that you are going to love for Simple Saturday tomorrow. So Simple Saturday is all about projects that can be done in under 30 minutes, whether you're a beginner or more experienced. So check us out tomorrow. We'll text that out too when that comes out live. All right, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all. Hello there, Blue Marinos. I am so excited to be with you tonight. It's Keleas. Y'all, this week we're going to do something different and fun. I hope you're ready. Hope you're ready for some fun action. Oh my gosh, we are having such lovely rain today, and it's just so getting me in the mood for fall. Instead of the blazing heat of summer, it's so nice. So let's celebrate and let's get going with some gorgeous fall. So wherever you're watching, please come in and say hello. And if you're catching this on the replay, no, we are so thankful you're here. Give us the hashtag replay. If you're watching this over on Instagram or on TikTok where there won't be a replay, don't forget you can catch those on our Facebook page or YouTube, or you can also get a replays on our blog on the website. At any time we have a supply list for you guys, the link to the original video is always in that supply list, so you can find it. Even if it's a design school class, you guys can purchase the class or join our design school when it's available for enrollment. We've got it all. We work so hard to make this so easy for you to design along with us. So let me tell you about our newest thing we've got going. This week, we are going to have a little series of videos where we're going to see how many projects we can get out of one garland. I love challenges like this. And basically, we'll be using this beautiful wood tone, gorgeous, just gorgeous garland. And we're going to break it down into several projects where we use this as the main parts of the floral design. We will add some grasses and some greenery into, but the primary pieces are all going to come from the garland. So who's ready to do that? Do you think that will be fun? Let me know in the comments if you're excited about doing that. And I see some design school members coming on. Hello, everybody. Those of you who are popping in know that I just got your tutorial. It is all ready to go. So if you want to go check in there, we're popping in some Christmas in design school. This is my electric glue skillet, basically, and it's electric skillet, a little one. Hey, Kimberly, Patricia, and Patty, Kelly, good to see you. So look at this. It is my baby glue skillet, which I kind of like now, unless I'm doing big stuff. Let me cut a couple more pieces of glue to pop in there real quick, because it's running a little low while I wait for you guys to come in. So that's going to be our challenge this week. We're going to see what we can get out of these garlands. We're just using one and see how many projects. Hey, Alicia. Hi, Deborah. Let me put a little more glue in there. It's looking a little empty. So I've got an idea for a small little swag tonight. Now, this piece I picked up at Walmart. I don't remember how much it was. I think it was pretty reasonable. And it's for painting and for you guys to do, you know, like chalk couture or do your Cricut machine and put the vinyl on it and just make a cute little sign. But I thought, let's design a mini swag on this that can lay on a table, okay? Or we've got this great hanger built in. It could totally work as a hanger. Patricia, you were just in the tutorial watching? Oh, I'm so glad you popped over here to hang out with for us for a minute, and then you could go back and watch the tutorial, y'all. The Christmas wreath we did today in design school is so beautiful. So beautiful. I am covered with glitter. I am gold glittered. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Deb. So that's what we're going to do. And I think we're going to mix just a little bit of greenery with this, a little twiggy greenery. That's kind of my plan. So we're going to get started first. I'm going to pull the big garland. It's huge, y'all. This is a big garland. And we'll have the whole supply list for you, but this is huge. Okay, so this is a lot going on. And we're going to be using that to build this out. We're going to start with this. We're going to need a little bit of floral foam. I'm trying to find out where I'm putting this garland while I grab my floral foam. And I'm sorry, I gotta go grab it. It's over here. It's over here in the jungle, the floral foam. Don't I have a little piece? I gotta cut a big piece. Coming back. I only have the giant pieces. Oh, of course, after I bring this over, after I bring this gigantic piece of foam over, I found the little foam. Of course. Do you do that in your craft room? You probably do it in your house too. You run across to find something and boom, there's what you need. Sheesh. Sheesh. It's going to be one of these days again, y'all. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off screen a little bit so I don't have a dangerous weapon in the image. So I'll be right back. And basically, I just sawed that down to a little square. Okay, just a little square here. And we're just going to use that right in the middle of the board and get it mounted. Hey, Margaret's about to watch the tutorial too. Awesome. Isn't that, yeah, I mean, when a garland is so pretty, you guys, sometimes they are very cost effective to buy. Like that one is not inexpensive, but when you could get so many projects out of it, it's totally worth it. And the nice thing is that it's already, the collection is already created for you on there. So I just popped in a little Gorilla Glue. We're going to pop our foam on and let that start setting up to make our baby swag, okay? Well, it's kind of baby, but you know, by the time I'm done, it won't be that baby. I've decided I'm kind of incapable of making little things. Are any of you guys that way? Are y'all incapable of making little things? Oh my gosh, y'all posted so many amazing recipes on that post today that y'all make for your families. I cannot wait to talk to you about all of them because I'm going to need some more information. You know, I'm a chunky girl. I like my food. I consider myself a foodie. I like good food, and y'all have got some amazing recipes that you haven't posted the recipes yet, but we'll be asking for all the secret recipes soon enough. Hi, Triple D. I'm so glad to see you here. We are going to make a baby little swag. We're doing a garland challenge. So you guys who are just getting here, be prepared. We're going to have a few days of garland projects. At the beginning of the video, I showed you the coolest garland. It is a wood pumpkin garland. And we are going to see how many projects we can get out of it. Hi, Barb. Jennifer, you didn't get the garland? Well, I don't know how many are left, Jennifer. I don't know if there's a lot left. It's gorgeous. This is the first time I've worked with it. You know, it's getting to where I have, I just can't get to everything that we're selling anymore, and I'm jealous. You guys get to play with some stuff I don't. All right, here it comes. You missed the post? Bonnie, we just posted today in on the Facebook page. And if you want to go back and see it, we're just asking, what are you expected to bring to the holiday, you know, gathering? If you want to share here in the comments too, you can do that right now too. Wherever you're watching, please feel free to share. Okay, I got my little block of foam. I've just kind of gone around all my glue with the chartreuse Spanish moss. I like that color for fall time. And let me bring the big old garland back. Hi, Shauna. Hey, Donna, email info@keleas.com and we'll help you to change your payment info. No problem. We'll get you started, get you taken care of. Okay, Bonnie, no problem. That sounds good. Yeah, look for the post. It's a lot of fun. Well, after we had so much fun talking about, it was Sue's pumpkin bars the other night. We had to continue the food talk. Right? Okay, guys, when you get a garland, and it's a premium garland, number one, I worked with pine today, and I was, you know, talking about in design school about, like, pine could be your secret weapon. This is gorgeous. It's like this brown, mustardy, beautiful pine in here that is just going to look so dried and fabulous. This is so on trend with all the natural look. Oh, we could maybe, when we get down to a few more projects, we could make this a little more boho looking too. Ooh, I'm excited about it. Okay, let me get my cutters. And let's just take some pieces off and start working with it. I don't need a bunch of length on here, so let's see how it's put together. Sometimes you might want to unwire a garland, and because they come on these great stems. This one is not that way. This one is actually just beautifully hand tied together. So I'll just cut the little sections off and we'll get a few pieces. Patricia does the whole meal. Oh, Patricia, you are like my mama. You're the best. Thanks, Mary. You like this one? It's just beautiful colors. So I'm going to take a few pieces off and we're going to start to build out with a couple of pieces. Okay, I've got a gourd. I've got some of these gorgeous berries. And these have like a wood look berry. Oh, that's juicy. I like that. And then let's take one more piece with the pine cone and the leaves here. And we'll break them down into smaller pieces because we need to get the scale a little smaller for this base, okay? Nellie, the garland's from Keleas.com. The wood board is from Walmart. And that's all we're using so far. We're going to have some ribbon. I got some ideas in here when we get it kind of going on. We get it going on. So, first thing you need to do when you take your garland apart is I need to use my biggest pieces from the back, on the back of the design. So these gorgeous leaves, we're going to cut those off and use those in the back. Jody, you always bring the green bean casserole. Nice. Nice. Jody's like, I've got to stock up on all the canned green beans. They're going to be expecting it. Everybody loves that, though, Jody. So I just cut all of these off. I got my berries, and I got a couple of leaves. So let's kind of get those going. Ooh, ooh. And I love when you get pine cones that are wired. That just saves you that step. Yes, I'm all about saving the steps. Okay. Let's take this one and put it into the side. And I'm not keen on a bunch of this showing. If you want this to show, you might stain it or do something fun on it, whitewash it, however you want to kind of handle it. I mean, a little bit showing is fine, but I'm not really planning on a lot of this showing. Okay, so I got my first piece in. Now, I'm going to use this piece with a little bit of a longer stem. Let me take these berries off. I cannot wait to stick these back in a little bit. And I'm going to use this pine differently, so I'm going to pull that out. And we'll have these three right here together. Oh my gosh. Judy always brings the sweet potato casserole. Judy, I think you put that earlier on the, I think I read that earlier too. I love it. Judy's like, I know my job description. Green beans. Now you see how I'm bringing this a little bit more down. I need some staggering there of those two and get that pine cone up. Okay. Yes. Okay. It doesn't look like much yet. Just chill. Just chill. I got this. Take our time. It'll come together. When you do little projects like this, they're not necessarily faster or anything, but I find them super satisfying. Kind of like coloring in a coloring book or, you know, making something out of clay. Smaller projects sometimes give you, I don't know, a little time to slow down and enjoy it. Look at this pretty. This has got, oh my gosh, it's got velvet on it with a little sparkle. It's like a sheen. Yes. Terry always brings the oyster dressing. Oh, yummy, Terry. That's a winner. Oh, Pamela, ambrosia and pineapple pretzel. Now, I've never heard with the pretzels in there. Oh, yes, Mary. I love these fall tones also. They are gorge. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to keep building out my base. I'm going to use this beautiful little sparkle one at the top. So this is what I'm envisioning as the top right here with the hole. We got a lot going on here, but I'll get it together in a minute. Don't lose this twig. Yes. Oh, it could be any party, you know, Beverly. It doesn't have to be a specific one. Just any party that you're going to. Like, what is your family going to expect? You can pick. Nellie, am I planning on doing anything with the last two BB boxes? I will be, Nellie. I did one project the other day with the one from, I guess, 2 times ago. I will be, Nellie. I've got them over here to work with, so don't worry. We'll be getting it. We'll be getting it going. Okay, I've got some leaves up, leaves down. Let's put these twigs going up. I love that too. So I've just taken just a couple of pieces of this garland and we're starting to make it rock and roll. All right, I'm going to hold the berries off for a minute in the grass. I'd like a few more leaves, though. So let me see if I can get a couple more leaves. Let's use a little bit more. I need these big, gorgeous leaves. Oh! Jody sees the garland in her future. Oh, it's so gorgeous, Jody. It is. I'm not sure how many projects we'll get out of it, but I'm excited to play with it. It's so pretty. I really don't have a plan for like a total. I'm going to steal a pumpkin. Oh, there's different kinds of gourds. Oh, we can do 2 gourds. Look, they're a little bit different. I love that. Barbara, it depends on the season what you're bringing. Well, tell us, Barbara. Pick one. Barbara can't tease us. Barbara's like, I'm so good. It just depends. Barbara, I bet it's delicious, whatever you prepare. Let me bring this little leaf down and over the top. Okay, I'm getting a good shape going. Here's my top. I got some nice leaves flowing. Now, a couple of things I'm going to add in that aren't in the garland is I was going to add in some of this wheat bush because I like to add a little bit more brown. This kind of giving you that little, you know, the little boho feel. Get the action going. So let me cut these pieces off small too. Because we don't need these real long. Just cut them long enough where you're getting a little of the wire. So just pull it away from the base slightly. You have to bring the cheesecake, Lisa. Oh my gosh, you're the dessert captain. I love it. Patricia's got the broccoli rice casserole. Nice. We're still waiting on Barbara. Barbara, do tell. Can't hold back. Okay, so I'm just pulling these off and making them a little bit longer. Fall is the red beans and rice. Or lasagna. Now, Barbara, that's 2 different directions. Are you Italian, Barbara? What is your last name? Garland. I don't know. You must have epic lasagna, Barbara. That sounds great. Bread pudding with whiskey butter. What? What? Whiskey butter? Yes. Thank you. Drunk on sugar. Alrighty. Let me take a couple of my little pines. Let's put these in the back. And I'll put a little section in the back over here, and we're going to kind of get these wispy and going. Hey, Genevieve! Michelle's got the office party. Dirty rice and Cajun dressing. Nice, Michelle. I am going to steal 1 piece from here. We'll use that at the bottom. Look at that little sparkle leaf. We can't leave that out. You guys, I am answering and seeing comments. I can see comments on TikTok or on, I got the wrong Barbara. I'm sorry. Or I can see TikTok comments or Facebook comments right now. So that's who I'm talking to. If you're like, who the heck is she talking to? I haven't started talking to myself yet. That could happen one day. Not today. I hope y'all are still around when I'm talking to myself playing with flowers. Gulf shrimp pasta salad. Ooh. Yummy. That sounds delicious. You guys have some just amazing recipes that y'all do. And then I saw gumbo and dirty rice. Yummy. Let's put a little of this in. I love this pine. I need this pine for us that we can use all year long. I have to go design some that is this rigid. Is so good. I'll work on the colors for the next time. This is so good stuff. You'll know I like the wispy. You got it. You're southern, so you eat a lot of congealed salads. I don't blame you. Hey, we used to have a lot more of that than we do now. But yes, absolutely. We got to have the salads. It's hot. Even in the fall, we're hot. All right, let me put a little brown behind here, kind of have that cascade in front of that leaf. Trying to fill this out pretty good through the center. Here's my top. And then we'll get those pumpkins in. And then I'm thinking about adding like some ribbon tails. We'll see. We'll see what we got going on. I'm not sure. How are you, Wendy? Good to see you tonight. We are working on a little like charcuterie board that's made for crafting. And we're making a swag right on it. Now the idea is I'm thinking this could hang, but this could sit. on a little coffee table. You know, there's just different options of where we could pop this in. So, gonna make it where it looks good flat and hopefully good hanging. Patricia found a new blueberry fluff salad. What? Oh my God, my husband would die for that. He loves all the fluff. All the fluff. There's gourd 1. Gourd 2 is going to have it kind of going on down here. I think down a little bit lower. I'm making it this way. Ooh, Patricia posted the recipe for the fluff, guys. Get it. Ah. Deb said you had simple homemade spaghetti and meatballs. That's what you have for tonight, Deb? Deb, and we are talking a little bit about what does everybody expect you to bring to the family gatherings tonight. So, Deb, what would you normally have to bring? Tell us. I can't wait to put these in a second. Brussels sprouts with fresh Parmesan. Oh my God, and maple syrup and bacon? Whoa. Whoa. Y'all, every week in design school, we talk about what we had for dinner. It's one of our traditions that we do. So it's fun tonight to do this with you guys too, where we're talking about what you take to your family's get together. It is pretty cool, isn't it? Michelle says, could this also work on a larger board? Absolutely, Michelle. Matter of fact, I've got a project planned for you guys in KDS on a bigger version. I'm really excited about it. So stay tuned, girl. This is a baby, but I got a big Mama Jamma. I was going to call her a Mama Jamma. Not the same. Mama Jamma. I'll put the little leaves in here. I'm trying to get some of these sparkle leaves to the front because I didn't even know they had that. Oh, sweet potato and praline? Genevieve, that's fancy. Okay, I like this. I'm going to hold these little guys off to the end. I'm going to work some ribbon in. We've got some holes still. We got some the green stuff, foam showing. But I want to pop a little ribbon in and see if I like it before I do my last bit of fillers. So let me just put those to the side. Nancy had made from scratch. Oh my gosh, that's what you make, Nancy? The homemade noodles? My grandmother used to make those. Those are like crack. Nancy, yummy! Yummy! Especially, oh, Dorian, the deviled eggs. Girl, you got me at deviled eggs. I am like a freak for those. People be smelling me for days after those. Oh, so good. Okay, simple little bitty swag table piece. Now I am gonna bring in some big old fat 6-inch ribbon. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it over there on TikTok. So with this ribbon, I'm gonna just pop in a tail first. Let me just cut a piece. This might be a little wide, but I'm gonna see if I can make it work. Because I'm just in love with window pane ribbon, especially this big old fat one. Oh, that was dinner for yesterday, Deb? Oh, yes. So I made me just a little gather, and I'm going to pin it in somehow here. Oh, my gosh, Deb. Nice. How about you, Lavon? How are you doing? Good to see you. Glad you could come hang out with us. Doing a little surprise live. We just started a new live marathon where we're seeing how many projects we can get out of this swag. I'm hoping we can get 3. But of course, I already want to put more stuff in because I'm fancy. Got to get fancy. Okay. Ooh, look at that. That's kind of coming out. Let's see if let's dovetail this so we taper it a little bit. Thank you, Lavon. I'm going to dovetail it, which I normally don't do with window pane, but I want to taper, see what it looks like. This way. Cut down. Oh yeah, I like that. So just a little pop, kind of continuing our eye down. That's cutie patootie. Now, let me put like a little poof at the top, maybe. Oh, Donna, email Nicole, and she's going to help you, okay? If you can't, she can help you. She's got other things. Don't just try to reset it yourself. Just email her and she will help you, Donna. Okay? Barbara, you have red velvet cake that your sister makes? Oh, nice. and everybody loves it. It's a big hit, huh? Marshall, you're loving it? Nice! I'm glad. This is just a simple, fun start to the week. We're going to have an epic week. Shirley, the supply list will be ready as soon as we're done, okay? Remember, we're going to try to do several projects with the garland. So if you guys think you're going to want to make some, don't wait till we do the third video with the garland, because we might be sold out of garlands. I don't know how many we have, but just realize that's my theme. I mean, we had a few when the video started, but I'm not sure how many we'll have by the end here. By day 3 is what I'm getting at. Oh, that looks cute. Just a little pop of ribbon. I just want like a little, woo, got my moving on, cruising over here. Yeah, I'm going to just cut that. And we'll pin that in. That's good. Oh my gosh, you're having shrimp creole? Oh, what? You're eating it, Carrie? Nice. So, Chris, we're making it where it's a 2-way. This piece goes both ways. It can hang and it's going to lay, okay? I'm not done with that ribbon. That ribbon's, we're working on that. That's not the finished product. Hi, Lady T. Good evening. We're talking recipes that you guys famously are demanded to bring to holiday gatherings. You can pick one. And to post it on our post here also on the Keleas page. It's been quite the scuttlebutt about that. Let me get this in there. Oh yeah, I like the curvy curve. And we are making a 2-way little... Okay, I'm happy with that. I love that little curve. We did good on that. Now, let me get in here, and the next thing I want to add is like a little bit of detail. Oh my goodness, there went the ribbon. Y'all, this craft room's next level destroyed. Okay, this is a little bit of a twig. We use this in all different kinds of seasons. I love this twig. I never tire of it. We're going to cut this. I like it because it's got a petite little, like this little bump on there. And that works so great to add in this texture. It's going to be a little bit different than the spike in the pine, but you can see it's going to kind of go together. Hello to you too. I am glad you made it. Sue. You love it as a centerpiece, Deb says. I know it. Becky's the red cake queen. Hi, Kim. Will you need more than one garland for all the projects? Shirley, I am just going to use one garland. If we start to run low on like the main parts of the garland, I'll just add a little bits of here and there. Like I'm doing today, I just added 2 other sprays. And of course the ribbon. I don't know yet, Sherry. Shirley, I'm sorry, I don't know. Lady, is it buckwheat? This is called some kind of wheat. I don't think it calls it 4-inch. Carrie, it's actually 6-inch ribbon. Isn't it just juicy? Yes, it's so juicy. It's even fatter. Chris, you just want to buy the finished piece? Sure, I'll put it on Etsy. Just email Nicole and we'll put it up on Etsy and it can be yours. You could snag it. Okay. I'm adding some of my twigs in. Just to kind of add a little more texture in there. Look how cool that is. I like that. Now, I've got my little pine cone. And I'm going in this hole right here. This little hole underneath the ribbon. I'm going to go in there. Fill it up. You are welcome. You guys like it as a centerpiece? And it's going to sit really good. Sit up really pretty. But you can move the eye around with that ribbon. So I want you to pay close attention to that. That's something I teach in design school. So I want KDS students to be paying attention, especially those of you who make and sell. I'm controlling that flow by bringing that eye through with that ribbon. Beautiful, like window pane ribbon, just bringing that eye through. Going in here with some more of the twig, kind of coming down a longer piece. let's tuck one under here. I'm going to cut this into 2 pieces. These are so fun to make because they take a little more time, as you can't whip it out quite as quickly as we can a lot of our larger wreaths, but I absolutely find them relaxing for some reason. I think it's because of all the little pieces that you're putting in and, you know, the fun little texture you're creating. Yes, Lisa. So, you guys, if you are getting here later, this week you're going to see me do several videos. We're going to have a whole compilation where we make several pieces from one garland, okay? Now, I will be mixing greeneries and things with it. Today we added 1 twig pick and 1, I don't think it's a buckwheat, but it's a type of wheat pick. So that's all we added additional, and we added the ribbon, but all the beautiful pumpkins and the leaves and this cool like velvet leaf all come from there. Yes! Therapeutic, yes! Lady, you got your purple pumpkins? Nice. Let me add this little piece of wheat coming up. I think I'm going to have it kind of come through the ribbon here. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. Kind of coming up. So here's how it's going to look hanging, guys. And then, of course, you're seeing it laying here just beautifully. Okay, now it's time to take the lighter berries. And they're going to pop on top. Okay? If you guys have any questions, please ask. Another thing you guys are going to want to be doing, we are doing some fun, sweet treats for those of you who are commenting and interacting with our posts. So make sure anytime you see a post from Keleas, you're popping in, because we have got some special sweet treats to give to you guys. So stay tuned. More love is on the way. Oh my gosh. Okay, now it looks just almost perfect. I can just see, I think we're good. I thought I had a little hole, but I think we did. I think we did it. Jody, yeah, it's kind of like sorghum. The sorghum is different, but it's kind of like little sorghum, you know? I don't even know if that really exists in the real world. But there you go, guys. I think it turned out stinking adorable. Man, we set the bar high. We set the bar high for day 1 on the garland. We did it really, really, really good. It looks adorable. We're done. So remember, if you just got here, we started with this. We started with this little board. This is what I beat Kaya with occasionally. But we're not going to use it to beat her anymore. Nah, y'all, I bought it at Walmart. They know. Kaya walked in here. I couldn't help embarrass her in front of her friend Stacy. It's a little board. So it has the hanger there where you can hang it. And then we added the ribbon and we took pieces from the garland. Let me show you what we have left from the garland still, okay? My goal is for us to get 3 projects out of it. But here's what we've got left. So we still got all of this. Got a couple of leaves down here. But that's what we got left. All right, so if you're not on our text list yet, grab a spot, because I'll text you out and notify you with the notification system when we have another live working with the garland. Yeah, isn't it fun? Hello! Nicole had to get the garland. It's a tease, Nicole. I'm sorry, it's so pretty. Okay, so this is day 1 of the garland challenge is what we're calling it. I'm glad you made it, Stacy. Thank you so much. So I'll see you guys next time we're live. I'll see you guys in design school tomorrow, where we're working on a full-size, gorgeous garland. So hold my beer tomorrow. I'll see you guys in there. Y'all have a great night. Next time, Blue Merinos, we're going to have more fun with flowers. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. How do you get the text, Stacy? I forgot to tell you. Just go to textkelea.com, textkelea.com. Or if you want to just do it directly from your phone without going through the website, you can text me at 832-734-5201. 832-734-5201. So we have a notification system, so you won't always get a text. You have to download the app and get the notification system set up. Okay? So once you have that set up, you'll always get the notification when we go live. Okay? All right. Bye, Blue Marina. I'll see you next time. I love to work with pre-made bases when I can, especially if I'm on a crunch and I need to be stocking my Etsy store quickly. And this one comes on a what we call angel vine base. And I love that all these florals are ready to go and easy to work with. On another video, we've showed you how to hand tie the bow we're going to be using on this. But with these two ribbons, we're going to add a little bit of a tail into this design too. Another thing that we're going to be using today is some gorgeous pampas grass. So we're going to get started by creating our base first. The hanger's built in, and you can see the nice angel vine base. It's super easy to work with, really quickly to build up your design. What I like to do is I do like to use the bow in the top region, but I want it to be a little bit not at the tippy top. Like I like to have florals above it. So I use a matching pick. This is more of a spray, it's a little bit longer. It's got the same florals, and I'm going to shake hands with it just like we have to do with everything we use in design school. When I'm teaching our class every week, we talk about manipulating the florals because we want to make sure that you're paying for nice, good quality. You want to make sure you manipulate it to make it look really good. Here, I'm going to take and cut it down enough to where it can still get into the base, but we don't need all this extra stem. Probably about a 7 or 8 inch stem. Cut this off, and then we'll see if we can go ahead and work it in and go right here at the top. You know, building inventory for your shops. Now that one's in where I like that spacing. You see I left a little area in here. We would call that the bow zone, right in the middle. We leave that open so we have some space for that bow to go into, and she can sit in the design rather than just going on top. We do both, but in this case we're gonna let her sit in. I think I'm gonna use a combo of glue and cable tie. So let's get a little glue on the stem and put her in. Kind of do that a lot. Like if I feel like the glue is gonna hold, you just go with glue, but I think sometimes the combination is just perfect because I want to be able to control her a little bit more. So I'm going to go right here. She's got a hanger behind. I'm just going to tie her back to her hanger a little bit with the cable tie. Now when you tie onto a hanger, you have to think about, if I sell this, when I sell this to my customer, they're going to easily still be able to hang it straight off that hanger. So make sure where you're putting the cable tie doesn't disrupt that. Now I'm doing that to kind of pull this back a little. There we go. And we won't be able to see it. I used a brown cable tie, so it's totally hidden in there. And now I've got the glue holding it, but also I've got that back up the cable tie. I like both. This particular leaf, I think I'm gonna try to bend over a little bit and come over this way because I'm trying to keep the bow zone open. Now we're not going to put the bow into the end, but I want to start working on our pampas. It's a beautiful fall swag, but we're going to take it to the next level. Take your pampas, we're going to use those wires we talked about and kind of spread this all out. Give it some dimension. You can see I'm trying not to make it flat like a big feather, like a headdress or something. I want to have a little bit more movement. And we're going to put our first piece in, going over here to the right, and this one can reach the grapevine base, or the angel vine base, so I'm going to I don't even need to trim it or anything. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a swirl in the glue. We're going to have this one kind of come off to the right. Now, it's glued into the base fine. I want you to take and manipulate it a little in. I want to see it work around the pumpkins. So a couple of pieces will come up. Remember, the bow will be here, but that will be pretty. Now, I like to teach not matching on the midline a lot of times on a design. Like, we want to stagger one higher and lower. That seems to look more natural. So I'm going to go up a little bit this way, where this piece will go a little higher. So this one's lower, this one's higher. Now, it can't reach the grapevine in the background, so I'm going to attach it with cable tie. So remember, we attached this stem to the back. That works great because now we can just go right on it. Super stable. Use your cable tie. Put it on nice and tight. It's right there. All of that mechanics will be hidden by the bow in a little bit. So one of those will work. Shape this out a little bit in the foreground, and we're going to mix that in. And that's a trick we're always working on with design school because it helps you have a higher perceived value when you get ready to sell your work. Okay, so the top's done. Looking good. Let's do the bottom. We have high and low, and then we have to shift direction. That's called a transition point. And when you learn how to floral design, there is transition points that occur all the time. So we've got one right here. So we're going to shift directions and start to work these in opposite each other, kind of working down the base. So I need to trim it down a little. It's a little bit long. I'm going to take a couple inches off. And we're gonna work with this one on that side first. Okay, so I'm gonna work away from me a bit. I'll give that a swirl. And we have 3 pieces here to work down this entire base. So I'm gonna push this in. I wanna feel it go into the angel vine really good. And that's just what the base is made of. And then I want you to take and utilize these wires. So some will go to the front, some will go to the back. I want to bring some greenery up. So you can see how we're already, like, we're upscaling this big time with just these simple, beautiful pampas we're putting in. All right, so our next piece will come down a little. It's going to work opposite this one a little bit down. And I'm still shaping it right up. And swirl it in my glue pot, and we'll put it right in just a little bit lower. So we get nice spacing, nice placement. We'll work that in right under the sunflower and just push it in. Okay, and spread those beautiful wires out. I mean, that's why we're not buying this stuff from big box stores. When we're buying good quality florals, it's going to be quite a different quality, and your manipulation ability of it is going to be next level. And then our last piece is going to kind of come on the other side. And this time I'm going to take, and I am going to cut them down even shorter. So a little bitty stem. And then we're going to put this one in on the other side, kind of coming down to the middle. All right, so I'm just going to take and hold them all in because it's shorter. I don't want to get it in my glue. Well, that's a great way to get burned, having that in the glue. We don't want that. This comes in over here, and then I want to manipulate those berries on top, some of this underneath. So the advantage of starting with a pre-made base is you can see how quickly we can pull this together, and I can start to work on all the techniques and mechanics I'm learning. But see how beautiful she is? And we're not even done yet. Now I'm gonna come up here. She's gonna go in that bow zone we were talking about. I'm gonna pop it right in into here. And I'm gonna get her nice and tight. But even if you're not looking to make and sell or anything like that, and you just wanna make some pieces for your home, these are easy to complete and do, and they're fast. But they're not like anything you're gonna see anywhere else. I work really hard to have products that are different, styles that are still trending but a little bit different, so you can feel like you've got something special for your home. Or you can make these as a gift for a Thanksgiving party. These can stay up all season. So as I'm putting that bow in, I'm kind of manipulating my cute little leaves around, and I like those tails going up and down. Isn't that gorgeous? She is so pretty with all her pampas and her sunflowers. And then this is that really cool silver dollar eucalyptus with the red. That's always so popular. Beautiful. It's up to you if you want to do this next section, but I thought it'd be fun to give a tail coming out the bottom, kind of weaving in as we went down. You don't have to, but I think we're going to do that to add a little pizzazz. You're going to grab your rolls of ribbon and just decide, okay, how much do I want coming out? You know, how big is my door? Would I like a couple of tails coming out either side? You can do that. Or we're just going to do one really pretty tail kind of curling out the middle. So I'm going to do it about, let's do it about 12 inches long, maybe 16. Let's go 16, a little bit longer. So that's going to be my tail, all right? We can put these aside. You're still going to have some more ribbon to play with. So you can make yourself, you know, some bows to go on your mailbox or at your front door. Now I'm going to go ahead and dovetail both of these so we get a nice little finished look on the ends of them. We pop this in our swag. And then when you just want to make like a little additional tail to go in something, all you have to do is kind of pleat it up like this. And then you can just take and cable tie this right into your piece, okay? Or you can take and tie it, use a cable tie and tie it to one of the little pieces of the wires we cut. That might be easier to get in and all around this. This is like one of the pieces of the wires we cut. Just take that, cable tie it to it. And all of a sudden you've got like a little section of ribbon on a piece of wire. It didn't cost you any extra. You already had the rolls. You already had the piece left. Trim this tail off, this side off. All right, so it looks like this, okay? Now, I like to put a little glue here because I'm always trying to make things that can hold the test of customers. That comes from 18 years of craft shows and learning that people are going to grab stuff and they don't understand how it could be fragile. So for me, I think this would go in cute right about here, kind of coming down. So I'm going to cut it a little shorter. It's a little bit longer than we need. but better be longer than too short, right? Then we'd have to take it apart and do it again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and stick that in the glue pot, get some glue on it. And let's just tuck her in that pumpkin, underneath this pumpkin right here, and push her into that angel vine. You should feel it go in nice and tight. Beautiful, and that little tail can just kind of work its way out, coming down to the side. And if you want to have more or less of those, you can take and kind of give it a little motion. It has wire in it, so you can wiggle it just like that. Isn't that fun? It's super cute, guys. So Bloomerinos, you can try this type of design and play with it. I hope this inspires you to make something beautiful for your home this fall. And we'd love to have you in design school. Come and join us. We have lots of fun things planned always, and there's a lot of benefits for being in our class. So come and join us. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow no matter where you're watching. And I will see you next time. You guys go have fun with flowers. Bye. Oh my gosh, Bloomerinos, are you ready to make our latest fall wreath? I sure am. I'm gonna make it quick and easy and show you how to make it for your own home. On our base, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is kind of see what part's going to show on the wreath, because this little section's going to show. So rather than keeping the best part to work in, I like to keep the best part to show. So we're going to start off with our phoenix tail fern, and these guys come like this in little clusters of 3, and what I want you to do is shape them out. That is one of the basic little steps to start with, but it's really, really important, because without shaping it out, you don't get the full value of the pieces. All right, you will take each of these and trim them to 1-inch stems, okay? And once you do that, you get nice long pieces. And I will tell you, save the little wires that come off the bottom. These are pretty good wires to use as picks on other pieces. Not every piece is like that, but those are good. All right, so what I want you to do with these now is I've trimmed them ahead of time to get ready. We're gonna start to shape out our base, okay? So after you've kind of spread out each pick, I want you to pick a middle line and then go left and right. So each pick is nice and ready to go. I've got my electric skillet with my glue off to the side here, and I'm going to start placing these in. In design school, we call this setting the perimeter, and although I don't do that with every project, with this one we're doing that. You'll need to get some Spanish moss. We have some on our site, or you can grab some from your local craft store. That's what I use to cover glue. It's my favorite thing to kind of get in there. It gets in there and it makes a little glue Spanish moss sandwich, so it fills in the void. Not only does it hide the glue, but it fills it in really nice and tightly, and then I don't have to take as much time to secure those items when I can put that in. Now I'm going to come up here to the top, pop this one in. So I left a little space in between, and same thing, we're going to put a little Spanish moss in there to hide my glue. Okay, my first 2 pieces are in. Now we're going to come down. On every project, you have to have a transition point. So that's something I teach in design school. So once you decide that, you'll change your direction. So I'm going to come down here to the right bottom, change my direction, and I'm going to have this piece come up. And I've already pre-shaped these ahead of time, so we can make this fast together, but you're going to need to do that with each piece when you put it on. And don't forget that part, because that makes a big difference in the final look. All right? I'm going to put one here below the transition, kind of coming down, shaping it out, and I'm always pushing into the grapevine, not through to the back. I'm going with the grain or against the grain, either way, but I am not letting it come out the back. All right, and we can have this one kind of curve around, because I want a kind of a wispy C shape going on. Now, I've got a couple of pieces left that we will use as we keep working on the project, because I want to bring a little bit more of this to the foreground. So every project has layers, it has depth, it has dimension. All that really matters in your final work, so you can have a really clean look. All right, now we're ready to put in our pumpkin sprays. And they come like this. You're going to need to shape them out. I love that they have a sunflower. You can also text us if you're not on the text list already. You can text us at 832-734-5201. So I've just taken and trimmed these down. We're going to start with our first 2 pieces going in. I'm going to use these as whole sprays. That makes this go fast. And when a spray's put together so beautiful, like our products you're going to find on our website, it really will matter, because then you can produce product faster, quicker, and a little bit higher quality, just because the supplies you're using are well designed. All right, I'm coming in with moss in here to cover that glue. My first piece went in. I'm gonna have that little pumpkin come out. I'm gonna have this bend just a little because my shape I kind of want is flowing out with the transition occurring in the middle. All right, here's my second one. I've also trimmed that one down already. And we're gonna go below the transition now. So we'll flip it and have it go the other way. Hold it like a pencil and go into your glue pot. We wanna get some glue on our stem. I gotta get them out on there, and now I'm coming from the bottom. Yeah, coming from the bottom. I'm pushing that up and in, and I wanna alternate the flowers. And you can see I got a really cute center. So the center right there where the transition occurs, you know, commonly we would put bows in that zone. We could put an attachment, a sign, all that kind of stuff. We're using our florals right in there to kind of transition the flow. And it functions as the focal point to the design. All right, we've got our last piece, and what we're gonna do with it is we're gonna have it kind of come off that, but I'm gonna break it into two sections. So every time you get a stem, you will see that there are some just basics cutting points, and use those to your advantage. And everybody needs like a 2 or 3 inch stem when we're getting ready to put it in. So you're just gonna break that into 3 pieces. So there's one. Here comes the sunflower. This has got the pumpkin part. So a lot of what you're doing is, you know, making strategic cuts to space things out in your design. And then you can make one pick go really far. So that's what I'm doing right here. We're gonna take the pumpkin, and you have to decide somewhere you're gonna have a double pumpkin, or you could put the pumpkin right in the middle. I'm gonna spread them out a little bit. I'm gonna have the pumpkin come down here at the bottom. You can design it however you want. You can make your wreath, you know, more full. You can use some of the supplies for something else and make your wreath just nice and airy, whatever you prefer. So there goes that little pumpkin there. And then I'm gonna put my other little daisy at the top. Oh, these are sunflowers. I keep wanting to call them daisies. They're not. They're pretty muted sunflowers. And I'm gonna come up and above, right up here, and have that one kind of tuck in. Now we've got our fun little white berries that kind of tie in the look of what we've got going on here. Let me bring this up and get my glue string off of there. Let's kind of have it kind of pop up above the pumpkin. I think that will be fun, and this has a little bit of touch of a pretty green. And now if you can see any glue you're putting in, you're going to want to come in with some Spanish moss. If it's hidden by other layers, then you're good. You don't have to worry with it. Literally, when you get our bags of Spanish moss, they're going to last you for quite a while, because they're 1 pound bags and they have a ton in there, and you just use a little at a time, so they go a long way. Let's put this last little leaf over here on the edge so it kind of goes around and ties this in right here with a little bit of leaves. Because our other greenery we're going to use as our filler is going to add a whole bunch of fullness to the look, okay? So let me show you what we got so far. Yeah, I love it. It's basically filling up nicely, which is exactly what we want. Now, this is our filler, and it's got greenery and cream, and it's going to add this lovely softness to the whole look. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to take, and this bush is easy to tear down, so you just take it and tear it down, rock and roll, tear them till they're all independent, and then I'm going to trim them just off and clean that right up. So I'm just going to put all of these little wires here, trim it off, and then when you do that to all your bushes, you get like a nice little cluster here. So this is all going to be our filler. And this filler has what we call a filler flower and a greenery together. So the nice thing is you kind of get 2 in 1 when you use a piece like this. So we're going to use what we call a zigzag technique to kind of get even spacing. And it works on the principle of triangles like we would teach in design school. So when you put one in, you zigzag, you go from the out and in, and you keep spacing them apart. So I've got my first piece in. Now here comes my next one, so I'm going to zigzag it to the inside. So in design school, not only am I going to teach you like how to put things in that recipe, but you're going to learn skills that you can take and use in other projects. With just a little practice, you can implement them into any project you do. All right, we're going to go back out to the outside. And this piece is a little longer, so that works great going to the outside. So sometimes you want to take your bushes and just separate them out. All right, come in here. We're going to go behind. Isn't it fun how quickly it comes together when you've got gorgeous supplies to use? I mean, it comes together. So save your a little bit longer pieces for the outside, use your smaller pieces for the inside. So I'm gonna zigzag this one right here. It's gonna kind of do something we call break the plane, and that means it's gonna overlap a little against this main flower. I'm totally okay with that. I like that type of look. I want things to not feel like they're put in. I want them to feel like they grew in there and they're fighting for their space in the design. I love that kind of look. All right, so we've got the fern here, so I'm gonna come down a little bit lower, and we're gonna go right in here to the side of the wreath, and look, oh my gosh. So it's layering in beautifully with the other greenery. With the fern, the filler, the combo is perfect. Here comes another piece, and we're gonna zigzag back to the middle. And I'm loading it with my glue. Just hold it like a pencil, come on in. We wanna push it down into the grapevine. And like, move that over a little, oh yes. You see how rich and full it's getting? I love that. All right, we're getting ready to transition, and that means we're gonna shift direction, and we're gonna have everybody start pointing downward. So you're gonna take your pieces that are a little bit longer. We're gonna start on the outside here. We finished on the inside, so we'll go to the outside. And the main change we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it the other way. Okay, so in order to keep your lines really clean, you have to have that good transition. Y'all, I'm here for you though. Don't let this video overwhelm you. When you're ready to make this kit, it'll be right here. You can come back and watch it. And then if you want to take your designing skills to the next level, you know I'm there for you in design school each week, ready to teach you. And so many of our students just enjoy the peace and relaxation they get from floral designing for themselves, and then others want to take it and learn to sell, and we've got that support for you too also. When you're ready to learn to sell, we have CoachKeleas.com, where you can learn to sell your pieces and maximize your social media and your Etsy, all the things. I love it. I love that I can be there to support you. So we were to the inside, we're going to come back to the outside and come a little bit lower. So I'm going to use one that had a longer stem, and we're going to come down to the bottom. You are going to make yourself a lush, gorgeous wreath. Not a wreath like you just see at the big box stores or at the home decor stores. You could get a lush, full wreath like this. And you actually might love making it. You can get a couple of kits and have a girls' night out with some friends. And y'all can all make your own. And you know what? You can take inspiration from what I'm showing you here, but you could totally come in and design your own style. Like y'all could freestyle. You'd have your basic pattern, but you can freestyle. And design school students do that all the time. They take my inspiration and they turn it into their own. All right, I've got 2 pieces left. I'm gonna come back to the inside, and then I've got 1 more for the outside. So just make sure wherever you're putting them, you're covering up your glue, so we don't see any mechanics. Man, I love it. And then we're gonna take this little piece, and I'm gonna use it right on the end. Come over a little bit, right here, and we're gonna pop it to the outside. So that really filled it in and made it look lush and full. I love our sunflowers we put in the middle. That worked great at the transition. Now, if you're wanting to, like you're more of a bow person, we could just spread this out a little bit, leave a little more room in the middle, and then you can put a nice neutral bow in here. This kit just comes with the supplies you see here, but if you want a bow in there, just head over to Keleas.com too and add on a roll of some type of neutral ribbon, like a jute. Ooh, a window pane mesh ribbon would be beautiful in there. You can pop that in also. Now we saved a little bit of our Phoenix tail fern, and we're gonna put some of this in. And I wanna separate it out into some smaller pieces. So we're gonna use this as like final touches, and these are gonna come back to the foreground of the design. Another thing I teach in design school. So these are in the background, but I love to bring that back for a kind of a cohesive look and a nice texture. So we're gonna break these in half and then trim the end stem down to about 1 inch, and I'll save that wire. That's a good one. So let's do that for both of these, and that's going to give us 4 pieces because we've saved 2 of these from the beginning. You don't have to do this, but I always think it gives it just such a nice fluid look. So we're going to go in between where we have the phoenix tail fern in the background, and we're going to have these come out in the foreground. So we've got 2 here. So this one, and those kind of work to the outside. So we're going to work this one to the inside in the foreground. It's a shorter piece, and I'm also going to curve it in the direction of my design. So I'm coming in right here. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to pop this in. I love that. Just go in there, buddy. Go down. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. I want to feel it go in tightly. Pretty. And that just kind of comes in there and adds that to the foreground. I love that. That's so pretty. Okay, now let's see what else we've got. We've got, this is a bigger one. So this bigger one I know I want to use between these. Another thing you need to think about is I've got this line working along the outside right now. I'm going to try to shoot between it to kind of bring the eye fluidly around, but I'm going to have it a little bit shorter. So I'm going to trim this one down just a little bit more. I took about ½ inch off. Now this one needs to swoop this way. So this kind of curvation that we've got going, I just made up that word, is not going to work. So I've got to take and curve it to where they all go this way. I'm making up my own words today, but I feel like it was appropriate. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go in here. Foreground. So I'm going to layer it on top, and we're going to try to push it deep into the wreath. I want to feel it go in, and then I want it to kind of curve up. Right. Oh my gosh, such nice movement. Such nice movement. All right, we've got this space in between these 2 right here. So let's use this one on the outside. I'm going to curve it up and over, and you can see I'm going to put it above the transition, so the curve needs to follow. Okay, so every time you're putting a piece in, you're thinking about that. This is one of our most beautiful kits. Usually our kits are pretty simple, but I decided we needed one just a little bit higher level. That's really not higher level, but it looks it when you get done. Oh my goodness. So pretty. All right, finally, our last piece. It's a beautiful wispy one here. You see the movement? That is what this top layer is creating. Creating tons of movement. Tons of movement. All right, let's go in the top layer. Now I'm gonna have this one scoop into the middle here. So we're gonna put it below. So it's gonna curve above the transition and pop this way. And I kind of wanted to kiss that other one we had put in. So everybody's got to curve this way, okay? So I think about my spacing and my curve when I'm putting it in. All right, come on in. You my last pick. Let's get in there. Get in there. Oh my gosh, nailed it. Nailed it. Now let's just double check that no leaves are backwards. That's a big pet peeve of mine. Make sure we have the leaves facing forward. Get any little glue strings, and you can grab a wire to make a hanger for yours if you want to put a wire hanger on, or because it's your own wreath, you could go no hanger, whatever you want. But check it out, gorgeous. This turned out amazing. Bloomerinos, you want me? Come on, let's do it together. So you can see all our supplies here, and this one we've got for you. We're gonna use this lush velvet pumpkin with some harlequin, some beautiful berries, and of course, the best greenery that's got a mix of that rustic with the green and kind of like fall is coming. I love that combo. So we're gonna work and put this design together. I think you're gonna love it. So let's start off with our greenery. We're gonna use it first. I love it when there's a good greenery because that means we're gonna start with the greatest base. With this one, we're gonna start off by just pulling these off the bush. Hey, you little moss jumper. And you're going to work with an 18-inch wreath base on here because I want this one to be big and bold. And we'll take these and just trim them off. You don't have to keep a long stem on them, just a good size. And we're going to pull all of these off, y'all. And while we're cutting these off, I think we should have a little story time. Y'all, this season we've learned so much as we're coming into the new school year, and Kaya's getting older and the new school year is starting. And we had a lot of personalities on our volleyball team this year. So she quickly got to learn how to be diplomatic and how to basically deal with difficult personalities who are put in leadership roles, And sometimes that's hard, you know, when you want to get great feedback from them, but you don't, but they're put in the leadership role. So, you know, sometimes I learn even from my 14-year-old how to have you know, patience and compassion in different situations, and really work towards dealing with that. So don't underestimate what you can learn from a kiddo, ever, or a friend, or another family member. You never know what kind of patience they're having to have to deal with in that situation. Now, I cut this all up, and we're going to make some little clusters with it and get some good distribution on our wreath base. So I just kind of got it all here, and I'm going to do a C-shaped design. So that means that I'll have florals cascading up and down as we go around this base. So let's put our greenery in first. All right, we got our first piece in. Now, whenever I'm putting this in, I also am going to support it with a little bit of Spanish moss and around that glue. I love doing that. My design school students are going to tell you, Klee loves moss, and it's true. I do. I love moss, and it helps stabilize my pieces in here. It always does. And you don't need a lot, just a little every time you put it in. Okay, I got my first 3 in. Now I'm going to work my way down, kind of work beside that. Have you guys been to see any new movies lately? The neat thing about the summer is there's always new movies coming out. The summer blockbuster season. You have to tell me what you've enjoyed the most if you've been to any. So when we're not traveling to do volleyball, I am all keen to know what is good in the theater. Okay, you see that? It's looking pretty good. Let's get a close-up. Yeah? What do you think? Pretty cool, all that dimension. That's just a few pieces in. All right, let's keep working on the bottom part. And if you want, you can take the longer pieces, kind of use them where they're going to come off more. You may hear it rocking and rolling. The rain is coming, which my garden always never complains about the rain. It loves that rain. Yeah, in design school, we've been just rocking out the fall. I love that. We started that earlier in the season, and I love that we're getting ahead and just having so much fun with different color combos. And this wreath is really special because we are going to use it to transition from fall to Halloween, or if you wanted to go Halloween to fall, you could do that too. Don't forget, when you're putting these in, you're always going into the grapevine. We're not going to the back, we're sticking it in. So it's got more than the glue holding it. It's got the tension from the friction being created by all the different you know, swirls of the grapevine coming in here too. And that really helps it hold together nice. Okay, we've got a good shape going. Let's go a little bit more. I love this. So far, so good. And we'll be filling in with some more greenery in a little bit. I just want to get a nice foundation. In our design school class, we call that first step creating a perimeter, and we're kind of doing the same thing here. We're creating a perimeter to where our design is going to go inside the boundaries of this greenery. I think I'd like to go a little further around the bend up over there, but let's close up again. Look. Oh, see it? See all the angles? Yeah. It's going good so far. So let's come in a little bit higher. And I'm going to bring one piece in up here. Really getting that in. I love that. Let's put that between there. Yes. This greenery is one of those it's very plasticky, but they just do a great job painting it. That I love using it. And it has that little bit of brown, that little bit of light green, like the weather's cooled off a little bit, and those sugars in those leaves are making those colors change. It's kind of fun, it's so fun. I like that because we want this to be a fall to Halloween design. I want it to feel like, oh, things are changing. You know, something wicked this way comes. Oh. Time to get a little creepy, a little scary. I'm gonna go a little longer right here. Okay. I think we're doing pretty good. Now I've got some pieces left because we'll want to put some more greenery and fullness in once we get our pumpkins and our berries in. But I think we got it. So guess what? Next step, grab your pumpkins. Your pumpkins are going in next. With these stems, they're already kind of separated into 3 great little sections. So I don't have to cut them down too much to make things happen. But I do want to kind of control the length of my placement. So I'm going to take, and I am going to leave these 2 bottoms together, and we're going to cut off the top one. So I'm going to cut that one and then cut off this one right here. And you can see I'm getting right into that little section right there to cut it. Maybe I am. Psych! There we go. So there are these, okay? So you got 2 and you got 1. We're going to do that with all 3 stems. I love these. I love things that aren't curly stems. So I'm going to take my stem and we'll trim it here with just kind of about a 4-inch stem, and then I'm going to come in here, cut that, and there we got our 2 sections again. Yep, we're doing it 3 times. 3 times, 3 times. Here comes our 3rd one. Cut that top one off and cut these bottom ones off. So there they are, all right? Now it's time to go ahead and put these in here. And I'm going to start off with one that has the 2 stems together. We're going to kind of put that into this section right in here, okay? So let's take it, just hold it. And in design school, I teach them just to use the pencil method, hold it like a pencil, swirl it in the glue. Y'all, I told you we're going to get a thunderstorm, you hear it? It's the best time to be crafting with you, when it's about to rain. All right, let's go right in here, and I'm just pushing that in the grapevine. You see one's a little higher, one's a little lower. I love that. Now come in with your moss, and I'm going to go over that glue. Can you see that glue right there? There's glue right there. And I'm going to take my little moss ball, and we're going to go right over it. And guess what? That hides that whole little gluey part and looks very neat and clean, okay? Now my next piece, I'm going to go up a little higher and out with my next stem, okay? That's going to be one of the single ones. And I think it would be fun if she kind of came down a little bit, if she had a little movement to her. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put some little glue on there. And when I'm getting glue in the glue pot, I'm getting it, I got to get it goopy. I got to get a little goopy. See my goopiness? You see it? Oh, it's very goopy. Thick, but not dripping. Sometimes you'll see me spinning it around, that's why. Because I don't want it to drip. Ooh, 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 coming down, coming down. I love that. All right, mossy, mossy, mossy. Mossy, not bossy. Okay, I'm coming in, separating. Oh, thunder, thunder again. Beautiful. All right, let's kind of matchy-matchy this up here with what's down here. Okay, so grab your next stem. Here's my single one. So I'd love for that to kind of come up here and kiss this. Like, give it a little kiss, give it a little kiss. We'll come up and just come on in and match it. Right in here. Okay. Once again, we've got to have some moss in there. Because we got our little bit of glue, I'm going to roll this into a small little ball. And then I'm just going to bring that right into it to hide all of that. See it? Now it's just all like, I call that a glue moss sandwich. It's going to hold in there nicely. You're not going to see any crumbs. No crumbs. No crumbs. We're going to eat this up. Okay. I mean, usually I call everything juicy, but now we're eating stuff up, y'all. Okay, now I'm going to go up a little bit above, and these are going to come down here, right? So cascading a little bit down with this section. Now we're talking. Things are coming together. Things are coming together. If you guys mix this great greenery with the great coloration on these pumpkins, you're gonna make a gorgeous piece like this. Look at this. Yes. All right. Same deal. Moss rolled up into the cutest little moss ball. Yep. It's gonna go in right here. And then we're gonna put our a double right here for these kind of crisscross. So there'll be a lot of pumpkins in here, but we want that on purpose, for these are crisscrossing. So they're close to each other. Yep, you gotta get a dip. You gotta go for your glue dip. You're gonna love it, pumpkin. Because I want these to go up and those pieces to go down. That's perfect. And remember, we've got more greenery to go in that middle area between everybody. Yep. You go there, you're looking good. All right, and then our other single stem, we're gonna put it right in between here. So you can see all of a sudden we've got just a great pumpkin cluster everywhere around here. And it goes cluster to 2, then 1. It's just spread out perfectly. If I jump because the lightning or thunder is coming at y'all, don't panic. It's just on my video. It's not at your home probably. Or if you're watching this and it's lightning and thundering, isn't that weird when you watch a movie and it's lightning and thundering? You might be having the perfect environment for creating for Halloween and fall. All right, looking good. Now let me show you close up again. You're gonna love it. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, so cute. All right, now before we come in with our berries, since our berries are gonna make it more pops of orange, we're gonna come in with some more greenery. And now we're gonna run that greenery right in that middle zone. Like when I'm teaching in design school, I teach you the layers and the zones and the depth and dimension. Remember, depth and dimension means more money when you get ready to charge for your work. It also means a higher level design. So even if you're just making for yourself or your friends and family, a little higher level with that depth is just so polished looking. You're gonna love that. So let's come in here with these now with my greenery, and we're gonna go greenery right in here. Okay. So that means on these are pusher stems too, and that means I can push them up. That's all that means on a pusher, means I can just push it up. So I'm going to do that right here and then make these kind of short. So we're going to do that on a few of them. Let's push it up a little, just trim it short. Making a cute little cluster, trimming it off. Be careful. Do that over the trash can so you don't have a bunch of pieces everywhere because they're flying. They're flying. Okay. My trimming is done. And let's put these in that mid zone. Let's go in the mid zone. Hey, if you're still watching this video and you're loving this, you have got to come join us in design school because literally I'm in there every week teaching you how to do what we're doing. Detailed, step by step, a whole portal full of designs. When you first join, you get access to the last 6 months in designs. And then after you're in our group for 6 months, then boom, guess what? The whole portal opens up and it's well over 400 videos of content and creating and so much inspiration. So if you love floral design, it's a great place to be. And we'd love to have you. And you can find all the info at KeleasDesignSchool.com, or you can go over to Keleas.com. We have links over to it. You can ask us in an email, or you can text us. Text us on 832-734-5201. And another reason you want to get on that text list is because on there, I text you when a brand new video comes out. So if you don't want to miss any brand new content, being on the text list is the best place to be. Best place to be. Okay, let's come in here. You see the difference? Now look, I filled in the mid zone up here, okay? And I have it down here. You see the difference? Yeah, it's coming together really quickly now. Really, really beautiful. So let's come below and work on below right in here. And then I think we're ready to put our berries in. Let's get that party started. We can put the berries in. All right, bring that up. Let's keep going around and around and around she goes. Where she stops and nobody knows. Yeah, the thing I love about design school is every month we have a new, of course we have a different category that we work on, as in season or holiday, but we also have a different skill we master every month. And the nice thing about that is we're always trying to up our game. Even for people who have been in our class 6 years already, what else can I help them get better at? Or have support for you when you're ready to try a different technique. You know, techniques and styles come and go, but it's nice to have that arsenal to go back and look at in our design school and be like, oh my gosh, I forgot I haven't made those quick and easy swags in a while, or I haven't made a lantern topper, or oh my gosh, I forgot to do a C-shape or two-bow wreath. All of these type of things we teach in design school, and it just gives you such an arsenal for the next time you're ready to create. It's too fun. All right, I put a little moss in there with that glue. Trying to. All right, we're looking good. So now it's berry time, berry time. Okay, here's the berries. Haha. So now I'm gonna take this berry bush, and if you tear it down, you get a lot of independent berries. And that is if you want to use the berries tight, okay? If you want to use the berries more out towards the exterior, going outside the wreath, then you're going to want to cut it, and so we can have a little longer stem. I'm fine with these being short and all in here and just kind of adding that wispiness. So we're just going to take and tear these, and that will just save our hands a little bit from cutting. And just, it's usually not too hard, just tear them. Now I'm going to trim them after this, kind of neat them up. See? We gotta clean up the messy, all right? We're gonna do that for all 3 bushes. And I got them all in my hand, and then I just take and I'm just gonna neatly trim the stems. All right, so that the wires aren't frayed, there's not a whole lot of paper. And then if things are like a little bit papery like this, just pull that off. All right, and you're good to go. And we don't need a bunch of mess that's gonna fail later in our design. Just gonna pull those all off. Now we've got all these great berries ready to go into our wreath. Anytime you have a good stem like this and you're just gonna use the top part, save that. Take and cut this off and save this, because guess what? That could be a wreath hanger right here. This little piece right here, you can use as a great piece of wire for one of your next projects. So always save the stems off of any of your bigger pieces you cut down. This is our last bush to break down. I'm just going to tear these off, and then we'll neat them up and put them in our design. All right, and I'm going to use these in doubles when we put these in. So that means I'm just going to hold a couple together here, and we're going to go ahead and put them in together right into our wreath. All right, so my first one I think will come up here between the pumpkins. Get this guy in here. Get him feeling happy. He's so happy, so pretty. Oh, that's perfect. Those are going to just pop right in there. I'm just going to put my little bit of moss in. I'm covering my glue. And let's work our way down from there. And I like that we got a couple of different colors of orange working here. Because these berries, you see they have the darker, the lighter. That also helps you give depth to your design, and that looks really good. So I'm going to take and just twist these together and trim that off a little. Okay, let's put this one in. And when you're, you sit in there and you manipulate them a little bit. You let those good wires in there work for you. You definitely let them work for you. Okay. Okay. I'm going to come back over here. I just love this orange in here. Looks good. Come on down, come on down, come on down. There we go, pretty. And then once that glue kind of sets up, we can come back to these, spread them out a little bit. They're a little easier to put in as two when you get ready to put them in. And that's because sometimes these wires are a little fine when you tear them down, but that's okay. I'll take and pair it with another one and just do a little twist like this, and then just trim that neat and straight. And we'll just go right in. So I'm going to come back to the inside. I think would be good right in here. Trying to get that right, but there's some moss there already. Get in there, buddy. There we go. Okay. Let's come back to the outside. That's so stinking pretty, y'all. Okay, now let's work from the center here, and we're going to go the other direction. Let me show you what a difference that's making in there. See the berries working in there, adding all that texture. Oh, and that color. Don't forget the color. It's gorgeous. I like that wispiness it kind of gives it. I'm just swirling that a little so it doesn't drip. Come on the inside here. There we go. One of my wires was not wanting to go in. You gotta go in, buddy. Moss. Put that there, and then we're gonna work down below here. We can do 2 more clusters and then 1 single. Put 1 right here. Great. Sometimes you gotta wiggle it in there. That's why I love my wreath stand, because it allows you to really push against it without falling. And I can add some force. And I'm a big fan of our wreath making stands. Our last one at the end, right here, and we're gonna twist. I'm coming over to the other side. I'm going to put this one in right here behind the greenery. Just kind of layering it in a little bit. I think that looks great. Now, I got a little bit greenery left and 1 berry, and I think it's going to be good to use it right here at the transition. That's where the bow would normally go if you're putting a bow in, where I changed direction. So I think we're going to go right in there and just kind of put a little bit in there to spruce that up a little. So I just cut this middle section down just a little. I love that, and we're gonna have that kind of go upward. So give that last little touch, give it a little time here. Give it a little loving. Now I'm gonna put this 1 berry kind of coming to the middle by itself. Because you want to make that center area a little extra special. Oh yeah. I think it knows my wreath is finished. It's gonna get a little creepy around here. But this wreath is made with the intention that it can be used for both fall and Halloween. You know, you could pop something a little scary, fun, cutesy scary in, a sign, or you can just transition into fall with it being just exactly like this. We did it! I love it! I think you're gonna like making it. And then we're gonna rock and roll. Hey, Blue Marinos, it's Keleas. Great to see you. I'm joining you live tonight. I hope you're ready to have some fun. We are making a rustic fall wreath. And this recipe tonight's going to be pretty easy. I think you're going to enjoy it. And I'm going to try to break it down super simple so you can make a fun wreath like this. Tonight, we're working with a pre-made fall wreath base. So let me pull up your comments. Certainly welcome you all. This is kind of a unique wreath base that it is corn husk, and it's got fake wheat on it. I love that. And these cute little twiggy type grass in there, which gives it all this great dimension. So while you guys are coming on, I'm going to start shaking hands with it. Welcome, everybody. If you're brand new or you haven't been in here a while, I'm going to remind you guys to like, follow, and share. I'm Keleas. I teach floral design, all artificial and silk flowers. So we're coming up into the busy, super amazing season where everybody enjoys decorating their homes. And I'm hoping I'm give you guys a ton of inspiration. Hi, June. Good to see you. Frida's ready for some fun times. Hey, Pat. Awesome. Hey, Wendy. Glad to see you over here. So the first thing I'm going to do, and this is what you have to do with a lot of your wreath supplies when you get them, is you're going to have to take some time to do what we call in design school shake hands. Awesome, Teresa. I'm glad you're here tonight. So shake hands is kind of like you got to have a lot of patience. But you can see I kind of started on this wreath a little for you guys. Started kind of spacing it all out and making sure things aren't pointing the wrong way. Straighten this out. When you buy nice wreath supplies, things are going to be wired, okay? And that's what we sell on Keleas.com. Beautifully wired pieces, and you want to make sure you're utilizing that. Oh my gosh, you guys are great. I love that you're all coming in. This is fantastic. I'm straightening out the wires, all that. And wherever you're watching, if you have questions, please ask. I will try to answer. If we don't catch you live right now, I'll get you on the replay. Now, the other thing I don't want you to forget is to get a spot on our text list. That number is 832-734-5201. We'll pop it in the comments also. It's also on our link tree if you're watching anywhere else. Just text us the word live and we'll get you set up to get live alerts whenever we go live. All right? We've got it fluffed out good, and this is where we're going to start. Now I'm going to show you guys what else we're going to put with this tonight. And remember, this is going to be easy. It's a great beginner piece because when you start with such a gorgeous base, like you don't have to do a lot to make it look amazing. But I want to show you how pretty our color palette's going to be. I've picked out 3 of these really neutral pumpkins right here. And they kind of got this beautiful wash on them, which is going to kind of, go in really good with these corn husks. Then this mustard berry. Can you see why I picked that out? That we've got the mustard color of the wheat. This is just a beautiful contrast that's going to go really well with that. So we're going to use 3 of these. Now, I want to show you also the filler flower we're going to use. So this is going to function like a bigger piece. Like these would work like your main flower in your wreath design. Each of these picks is going to work like that, okay? So when you see these, you're thinking the main flower. In the spring, we'd be using peonies and magnolias. And at Christmas, we'd be using poinsettias. That's what those are, okay? Now, this is going to work like a filler flower. This is our phoenix bush that has, no, I think this is called a heather bush. And it has worked so well for us because it has greenery and color. And you can see I picked out something with a little more pop of color. It's got the orange, so it's going to pull out a little bit of that more traditional and pop really well with the other 2. So we've got the 3 pumpkins, and I have 2 bushes of the greenery. Now, I can't wait to show you our ribbon choices. Now, don't forget, we've got this gorgeous washed pumpkin in there. So that made me think, let's pick out this ribbon right here. It has a pumpkin in there that's kind of a white and cream, and then this one that's orange washed. So we're going to use this ribbon. This wreath comes exactly like you see it. What you see right here comes exactly like this. I don't have to do a thing to it. Okay, and we're going to add the layers to it. So we're going to use this ribbon, and we're going to get that little pop of the cream. We're going to pull that out of here. And then I am a plaid nut. I love plaid. Plaid freak, rather. Let's call it what it is. So we're going to mix this beautiful brown plaid with that and put those together. Okay? So you kind of get our idea. We will have an entire supply list for you when it's done. Before this video started, we had some of all of this in stock. I can't guarantee how long it'll be here. But the supply list is always available to you. Even if something's sold out, you can go take a look at it later. We like to make sure that you have, the resources available to you to see exactly what you need to make what we're making, okay? So this is an easy bow maker I'm pulling out. I'm going to get my ribbons, and we're going to go ahead and tie that bow first. So I'm going to put big old wreath off to the side. When you fluff this out, it can go up to 24 inches. It's nice. It's going to be nice and big. Isn't it going to go good with the ribbon choices? Yes, me too. I love that. So let's load up first on the bow maker. We're going to load up the pumpkin. Okay, have that going in the back here. Now, I love I do bows on Wednesdays with you guys, so I'm going to just be making this one together, but if you need bow instructions, come join us on a Wednesday, because that's when I'm really rocking. Oh, you want to grab these ribbons? Yeah, no problem. We're going to have a supply list available for you when we're done, and we'll be posting it here for you shortly, okay? I'm doing 6.5, a little bit bigger, because this is kind of a big base. So 6.5. We're going to go 6.5 on this side. All right, and twist. Got to get a nice sharp twist. Now I'm going to keep that same length as I go around. Just twist when you get to the center and hold it and fluff it out. Okay, and we're going to make our bow first, and then we'll start putting... Oh, you guys know what? I didn't heat up my glue gun. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold on. It's hard as a rock. Hello. Hello. Nobody's home. Let me plug that in while we're tying. Yeah, rookie mistake. Just when I think I got my act together. Psych. No, we don't. Hold on, let me plug that in. What was I thinking? I mean, I'm all for wiring things together, but not that much wiring. Gluing is a lot easier. Let me crank it up a little hot so it'll get going. If y'all see the glue gun on fire, the glue pot, let me know. If it gets really, really hot. Have you guys ever done that? Started almost ready to get to work and be like, dang it, my glue pot's not heated up. It's literally so irritating. Well, we got plenty of work to do before we start gluing, so that's okay. Hello there. Good to see you guys too. I'm glad you're coming in to join us. This is fantastic. Y'all, and if you're making something similar right now, or you like some of these colors, let me know in the comments and tell me what colors you're enjoying using for all your fall that you're working on. I know this is kind of a traditional look, and of course we're loving, I love anything new and different too, but there's always going to be a demand for things that are a little more traditional, so you got to keep it up. It happens to you all the time that you forget to plug in your glue pot. Yes. I get it, Stephanie. All right, now we're going to put our second layer of ribbon on top, and I'm going to come in at 5 inches, so just a little shorter than the last. We were at 6.5, and now I'm at 5, or you could go 5.5. And we're going to put this really beautiful plaid right on top, and we're going to do 2, I think. Oh, thank you, Karen. You like it? Awesome, awesome. Hey, Trisha. Okay, we're going to take and separate these out. Let's get the next one in. Scrunch it. So we've got 3, 2, and I think we'll just finish up with one more of the pumpkin. Kind of making it up as we go. Hi, Vicky. Let's put the pumpkin on top. Do one more. How are we doing over here? We're doing something. It's getting there. Not really quickly. Go! Go, glue pot, go! Let me cut this one, and we will do one more layer over here. I'm going to cut that tail quite a bit shorter, probably about 14 inches. Let's see, I am going to go at 4 here. 4.5, let's go 4.5. Twist it really tight. Right here. Oh, nice, Stephanie. Fantastic. Woohoo! Let me make sure those match. For some reason, I had that a little smaller. See how pretty that is? It gives you a nice muted look. Now, if you want, we could add like a little bow tie of the plaid on top. Let me see if I want to do that or not. Just make a little loop. Let me see if I like it. Oh yeah, that's pretty cute. Let's do that. Sometimes that little bit of contrast right on top is just so perfect to tie it all together. Okay, let's put this combo in and just pleat that right up. And then we'll put that in the center and have our, we call that a bow tie, literally just because it has no tails coming down. How cute! Stinking cute already! Hello there from South Carolina. Hey, Karen. You like the combo? Yay! Fantastic. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. Like normal, we're going to have fun. I gotta have fun, guys. This job's too much work if we're not having fun, right? Any job can be. Put that cable tie right beside, pull it up. Ooh, I smell it now. This pot's a cooking. All right, get some pressure on that with the cable tie. And now I'm gonna work on fluffing this up. So I'm just gonna take it, rotate it to the back. We're gonna take our time and get all the loops their own space so we get a lot of nice dimension here going. Okay. Y'all, the only thing is when you turn the glue pot hotter, it seems to stink more. I like to let it coast to heat, not go flaming to heat. 0 to flames. All right, so pull this back a little so you get that nice center. Stephanie wants to know, do I ever use mesh? I don't, Stephanie. I just use silk flowers and greenery and all that. I do not use mesh anymore. I did back in the day. I did mesh wreaths, but I always didn't like them. So I kind of did it begrudgingly. When they were so popular, mesh was new. I've been doing this for 25 years. We're going on 26. And when mesh was pretty new and people discovered they could make wreaths out of it, I actually had to. When I was on the craft show circuit, I had to use them. But I always would make the mesh base and then put flowers on top of it. So to me, it was always just like a ton more work to do all that. But now I just don't use it. I enjoy this, and I got to where my customers wanted all silk flowers. I put the plaid in the middle. So like today, we got this really super cool base with the all the corn husk on it, and it has artificial wheat in it. I mean, how fun is that? You know, because if you use real wheat, I don't know if you've ever worked with dried flowers, guys. There was a time when I was super into dried flowers because that was the trends. So sometimes if there is a trend, you might find yourself having to go that direction again because it is what people want. So if you use real wheat, if it's not preserved right, it has a tendency to shed and a mess. Look how pretty this is on here. Oh my gosh, it's just perfect. So this is going to be our bow. We're going to use in just a little bit. But right now, we're going to get all our other things in place, okay? So let's get going. Now, I'm going to try to make this facing you guys. You know I normally design on a wreath base, but tonight I'm doing it flat on the table. So what we're going to do is start here. Kathy, hopefully the notifications will go out soon. Sometimes they don't go out on time. We have no control over that, but Nicole sends them out. Hopefully you'll get it next time earlier. So with each of these, you've got to take and shake hands with them. I want to get those leaves spread out. I want to get these berries spread out. We're going to do that with all 3 of these pieces. So that's, once again, it seems like a silly part of the process, but it's real important. Look at all the love. Thank you for the love. You're so awesome. All right, everybody's spread out. Now let's start to get these in how I want to place them. We're going to need our wire cutters, and we're doing good over here. I'm going to turn this down so it doesn't start to blow. Okay, yay! We cooked up some glue. Good job. Woo! Thank God I remembered before we got through it. You love the traditional colors, Deb? Yeah. So we need to plan for a bow zone. So I'm going to let the bow sit right here, okay? So let's take, and let's just place these in without gluing to start with, okay? I want to kind of get good placement. Let's put the bow in. Sure. Can I talk about my fall subscription box? So, Stephanie, I have 2 different subscriptions at all time, and they're both seasonal subscriptions, meaning that they change depending on the time of year. So we have a greenery subscription that comes out monthly. You'll get the greenery for the season we're in. So right now it's fall. We have what we call our BBB box, 4B box. And it's the blooms, berries, buds, and branches. And that is a floral subscription box. And it comes out once a month also. And it is also seasonal. So in the spring, it's spring flowers. Right now it's gorgeous fall collections. And the thing about my boxes is they're coordinated to go together. So any of the subscription boxes are, the things can make, we might have 2 different looks going on per box, or we might have 1 look going on for the box. But last month's box people went nuts for. It was fall also, and they loved it. So if you need any information, some of the boxes are sold out right now. we have a wait list if we don't have any available, but just let us know in the comments which box you'd be interested for, and we can post the links to them. And you can sign up or grab a spot on the wait list. We all have a limited number each month. So I'm just placing these in. And guys, you have to go with the flow of your design, okay? We can't just back up and go a different direction. So I see people make this mistake all the time. So once we know the flow is going this way, which is, I didn't have to even choose because that's the way my wreath base came, then I need to make sure the berries in that go that way. So I don't want to do this. No, no, no. Khalid will have a stroke. I'll stroke out. No, once you have a flow going, then you stick with it, okay? Now let's get the last one in. I just want to make sure they're equally spaced and there's room for the bow, and I'm happy. This one might have to go down a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and glue these all in each section. Now, you may need to tie them in if you can't get them into the wreath, but I'm going to try first to glue them. Okay, happy with that. And take the bow out for a little bit. Oh, Pat says the boxes are always full of goodies. You'll love them. Yay! Thank you, Pat. I work really hard to make them neat and different and fun. So... okay, guys, now we're ready to glue in. So I just gave that a little swirl in the pot, and now we're going to press it in the base. Okay? Number one's going in, and I'm going to work it around here. Hey, Brenda! Sorry you got hacked earlier today. Hopefully that got fixed. Jeez. I'm telling y'all, sometimes that's a pain, isn't it? All right, let's bring in the next one right in here. I'm going to press it in. Trying to get it in the grain of the wreath here. There we go. You want to feel it go in and just put it right between and spread these out. I love how muted this is. Oh, it's been a rough week. All right, let's put the next one in. Stay with the flow. Keep it going down. I'm going to pick this spot right here. There's a little wire there. I'm going to poke it under. Hopefully that's not too low. Let me bring it back. Let me bring it up a little bit because I know that bow's got to go. I took the bow out so you guys can see a little bit better, but we want this to be a little bit bigger so the bow can pop in there, okay? And spread that all around. Oh, you're interested in the boxes, Karen? Okay. Karen, on TikTok, if you could email info@keleas.com, we can give you the link. It won't let us post links while we're live on TikTok. So info@keleas.com, and we'll give you the links to both boxes, okay? All right, there you go. Now, okay, that looks pretty. You don't have to add more, but I really need to bring in that orange color because this is what we're doing with the bow, okay? I've got the muted color coming, but now we need to bring in the beautiful orange that we're going to use the other two bushes for, okay? So let's grab those and get them all prepped and ready to go. So what we're going to do is, this is a nice hand wrap bush, and we can take and just tear it. You're welcome. You're welcome. You guys, anytime you have a question, if you're not getting an answer, you know, with just asking through our Facebook or YouTube or that, we have people helping answer questions, but if for some reason you need us, just email info@keleas.com, info@keleas.com. Oh, Deborah, the bow recipe, I did it at the beginning of the video, and it's a 3211, and it's a got a bow tie on the front. Okay, I'm just tearing these, and then all you need to do after that is just get these tails nice and neat, because you don't want to be trying to put in weird, what I'm saying is cut that nice and neat right there. You don't want it sticking way out, guys. It's going to look weird if you do that. Ah, hey, Michaela. There's the email, info@keleas.com. Y'all, if y'all have questions or you need an exact link, you're like, I don't feel like looking for it, Keleas. No problem. We're here to help. Okay, so each of these, we're going to use 2 of these per section. Now, we've got a bow going here in a minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 4 to start with. And I'm not going to put any out of the bow till we work on that area, guys, because it's real important. If you're in design school, you know I will teach you to do, I call it, let's merchandise around the bow. We'll do that kind of towards the end of our design, and we're going to do that same thing today. So I'm putting that one in, and we want to make sure to integrate it right in. Hey Pamela, yes, I was gonna tag you later. Pamela has this wreath base, and she was asking, where's the video on it? And it's like, I totally had one planned, but I hadn't done it yet. So you read my mind, Pamela. And we're gonna have a supply list for the completed project when we're done, guys. So if you want to make it exactly as pictured, you can. And like I said, when I start the videos and the first day they come out, we have the supplies, but I can't guarantee how long we will have them. Okay, you see how pretty that makes it? Oh my God. This is so pretty, y'all. Okay, let's layer it in, shake hands with it, and let's put this one in here. And I'm watching where I'm going. I'm going in between pieces of the grapevine. And then making sure it's in there nice and tight. And it's layered in. I'm not just putting it on top. Make sure you're kind of sandwiching it. Okay, awesome, Pamela. Awesome, awesome. I'm glad you got it. All right. This is the bow zone, but I'm going to put a couple underneath. And then we'll put the bow in a second. Let's put one in underneath. So I'm going to tuck this one right under there, and I'm still going in the same direction, y'all, that I've been going the whole time, okay? You can't change. Once you commit, you're in for that way. So this is going to kind of come out. All right. And then I'm going to have one come down, then we'll put that bow in. And that still leaves us a couple. I love this green and orange. It's just, whew, that is doing it. That's pretty. Okay, this one I'm going to put a little bit lower because we can skip a little area there because the bow. We don't need to hide anything. Okay, so let me put it back the way we started so you guys can see the shape coming to life. Pamela, it comes on a grapevine base. So if you got you might have gotten the swag. I'm not sure if you got the swag, but this is the wreath base. We also have this available in the swag, but I don't know if there's any left. If you have it in the swag, that's all we've got left of them. Okay, let's come in here and let's put the bow on. See how pretty it's looking? Bow zone right here. I'm going to pop that in. And let me pull a little of this to the inside and a little to the outside so I don't just hide it all in the bow zone there. This is turning out so pretty. So let me put my bow in. I'm going to kind of come up a little higher here. And I'm going to work it into the grapevine. Or try. Here it comes. Okay, Pamela, you got two swags in the grapevine. Okay, perfect. Then you're good. This one we made on the grapevine base. This is not the swags today. But you could cut those swags apart too if you wanted to use them in something else. Because they're pretty cool. They got the same material on them. Okay, let's fluff this guy out and get him all positioned since he got all squashed here. Let's pull him up. So pretty. Now, let me turn it towards me for a second. I'm going to work on these tails. And then I'll get back to you guys in just a second. Because I like to layer the tails and pull them down through. And tuck them in and around. Look how pretty. Oh my goodness. And then let's bring these to here. Okay. And I'm going to take now and curl up the center ribbons. And I'll turn it back around. You guys, if you're needing the supply list, if you go to Keleas.com and you click on supply list, it'll be the very first project on there. On Keleas.com. Now let's turn it around. I'm not done yet. Hey, Shauna. Okay, so this is how it's going to hang. This is the top, and that's going to hang down there. Now let this kind of overlap the bow a little. And now we're going to take our magical greeneries and we're going to pop them in around the bow. I might thin them out just a little here by pulling a few. And let's tuck them in around our bow. Make it look super cute. Take this one and just push it right up in there. Ah, yes. Right in the center. I love that. Now I'd like a little bit more kind of coming from the top here. I think that would be cool. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It just has just got that really natural look. You guys, if you're enjoying this and you want more tutorials, you want to learn more like this, we would love to have you in our design school class. It'll be opening up soon, again, for the fall season. So grab a spot on our wait list. Head over to KeleasDesignSchool.com and grab a spot on it, and we'll email you when we are open again for new students. But we are about to be starting Christmas soon also, and we've been doing Halloween and fall for quite a while now, and it is so much fun to teach you guys how to do designs. Whether we're doing like hacks like this, where we're kind of taking and using a base, or we're just building it from scratch, step by step. You learn the placement. You learn how to coordinate colors, put things together, how to match those greeneries. Ah, it's so much fun. Oh, Kenitha, you got on the wait list for design school? Yay! Awesome! Man, you are on the ball. Way to go. All right, I am just taking these now and just kind of doing a little, just wherever I want to see a little more pop of orange, I'm popping them in. And you can split this down to as small as you want and get as more intricate or leave it kind of clustered, whatever you like. Okay, let me get this one in and I'll give you guys all a kind of an angled look at it. And then you'll be seeing tomorrow, I'll be posting TikToks and Reels and that with the finished look when I get, hopefully it won't be raining too much tomorrow, I can get a good picture. I mean, we needed the rain, so I'm not complaining. But I can show you guys how it looks, because I think it's going to photograph really good. Such a pretty combination. Okay, fluff out that bow one more time. You can go a simple bow too, especially if you sell to people who are not a ribbon people. You could back off the loops on here, just go like a 2-1. And I think that would be really pretty also. But here she is, guys. Oh my gosh. She turned out just really pretty. Really pretty. Oh man, I love this one. It turned out so great. Really easy. We whipped that out pretty quick together. And I know you can do it too. You can do it too. All right, make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, doing all the things wherever you're watching. We appreciate you being here, and I will see you guys next time. We're live together creating something beautiful like this. Ooh, watch that tail. We want that to lay down pretty like that. And go down their door and be like, yeah. I'm glad you like it. Okay, check that supply list, Keleas.com. Just click on supply list, and it'll be the first one that pops up. All right, Blue Merinos, we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.